After 66 steps, I'm Matea Cunningham. This is ZNS.
Good evening, I'm Jimenita Swain. We continue our coverage of tracking Melissa the 6 p.m. hour as the hurricane approaches Crooked Island. Our teams are standing by with the latest updates and reports from across the islands. Currently, Hurricane Melissa has been downgraded to a Category 1 hurricane, packing maximum sustained winds near 90 miles per hour. While the system has weakened slightly over the last few hours, it still poses a threat. For the very latest, we now join meteorologist Basil Dean, who's standing by in the Weather Center with an update on Melissa's current position and the latest forecast track. Good evening, Basil.
Thank you, Jimenita. At 5 o'clock this afternoon, the center of Melissa was located some 10 miles to the east of South Long Island, roughly about 25 miles to the west of Crooked Island, and some 75 miles to the south of San Salvador. Melissa is moving towards the northeast at 16 miles per hour, maximum sustained winds at 90 miles per hour. And I spoke with a couple of persons in Long Island and Crooked Island to get some feeling as to what things are like on the ground. And in both islands, they estimated the winds to be young pockets of winds will head towards San Salvador, moving very close to San Salvador between 9 and 10 o'clock tonight. And after midnight, we anticipate that Melissa will begin that pull away from the Bahamas. In terms of rainfalls, the rains have been light and intermittent for the greater part of the day, but those rains have increased over Long Island and Crooked Island this afternoon. And as we've been saying all along, around 5 o'clock, we'll expect the core of those winds to be in the vicinity of Crooked Island and Long Island. And by tonight, that core, as we said, will move closer to the San Salvador areas. Storm surge is still very possible there on that west coast of Crooked Island, and that should be happening right now as we speak, and those levels could be up to about 6 feet or so. And as we look at our live weather radar, we're even having some thunderstorms in the vicinity of the Exumas as well. They too will be experiencing some light to moderate rain showers from the Exumas all the way down to Matthew-Town. Inagua, Turks and Caicos Island is not too bad for the greater part. They're out of the rain bands right now. But later on tonight, they could also get some of those rains. And we're looking at the forecast track. The eye is already, as we said, now between Crooked Island and Long Island, and we expect that exit to take place after midnight. Jimenita.
Thanks, Basil. Stay tuned. Live coverage of tracking Melissa continues right here on the ZNS Network.
At a press conference, Deputy Director General of the Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Dr. Kenneth Romer, highlighted Bahamas Air's newest route from Nassau to Great Harbor Key.
So I'm thrilled to be here today and to celebrate collectively another momentous milestone in the history of our aviation industry. This launch of Bahamas Air's new route between Nassau and Great Harbor Key, in partnership, of course, with our friends and partners at the Royal Caribbean International, it marks a very significant milestone in our efforts to enhance domestic airlift and also support the growth of our tourism sector. This partnership today is a true testament to the success of our Bahamas Family Islands Renaissance project, which has driven unprecedented demand for new, sustained, and reliable airlift connectivity throughout our island's destination. It is true, ladies and gentlemen, that partnerships make all things possible. And this collaboration between Bahamas Air and Royal Caribbean International is a strategic one that will benefit our economy, our tourism, and our aviation industry, and most importantly, it will benefit the people, because it cannot be better in the Bahamas unless it's better for Bahamians. And so by providing scheduled flights that align with Royal Caribbean's cruise itineraries, we are actually expanding our domestic route network and reinforcing the Bahamas' unique positioning as both a premium cruise and air travel hub in the Caribbean.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Michael Miller, and this is Tourism Today.
Thanks for staying with us. We begin tonight in Long Island, where residents are preparing for what could be the brunt of Hurricane Melissa's impact. Joining us now is Island Administrator Jandalee Archer on what final preparations took place this evening.
I'm in Florida now, and we have 3 shelters operational at this time. Assemblies of God has 2 families of 6 persons. Community Center in Florida has 37. And the Steamer Gospel Chapel on the northern end of the island has 3 persons. Right now, we're experiencing little heavy winds and rain. I just spoke to my chief counselor, who's in Buckley's Deadman's Key area, and he said it's pouring down there. So I guess we're now feeling the hurricane as it comes on to Long Island. Everybody is prepared, so all we're doing is praying and waiting to see it pass over Long Island.
Well, in Deadman's Key, resident Edna Arderly tells us what's taking place there as the storm moves closer.
So we are expecting to go through the waste in the next 2 hours or so. Depending on where we are in Long Island, it's raining hard. We fear the rising water in terms of flooding on land from rain, as our ground is already saturated, and another 5 to 10 inches of rainfall can really create a problem for us in terms of flooding homes on the main road and creating problems with being able to traverse the island. So as it stands right now, we are hunkered down and we are ready to ride it out as best as we can.
We now head to Exuma, where Island Administrator Christian Palacios says preparations are complete.
We are currently experiencing scattered showers with wind gusts between 15 to 20 miles per hour. We have been advising the public to seek shelter if necessary. We currently have 16 shelters open. We are advising persons to stay off the road. If they need to go to the shelter early, because the weather is expected to worsen. Our command center is currently open, and we do have a team here, representatives from the police, social services. We have our search and rescue team also in the center. We have transportation available for persons who may need transportation to the shelter. Once they would have contacted our emergency number, we would be able to assist.
Meanwhile, over in Ackland's, Family Island Administrator Herman Gilbert says he's evacuated, but gave us a quick update from the Chief Counselor on what's happening there right now.
There are 60 strand force officers that are there, along with Council Member Ferguson, and there were about 6 residents that went there for shelter.
Now, the Island Administrator for Crooked Island and Long Key, Kate Williamson, has been keeping us informed with updates throughout the day, and this is the latest from her.
All of the residents have not evacuated. I just had an update minutes ago. Earlier, we had recorded 55 but now we have 64 residents is still on island, and along with the 6 Defense Force officers, and the 64 includes our superintendent and the 2 officers that are with him at the moment. My chief counselor, David Dawson, who reported that they were experiencing heavy rain, no thunderstorm as yet, and the winds are about 80 miles per hour.
And obviously at this point, residents would have already completed their preparations.
Indeed, everybody is buckled down and, they are on the inside because, they are looking to see what the evening brings forth.
Over in Mayaguano, we spoke with Patrick Cawley, a resident who shared his first-hand account of conditions on the ground following recent evacuations.
There are 190 people living in Mayaguano, and some 150 were evacuated. 3 flights came in yesterday, take mostly old people and children. The remainder, 46, 47, was evacuated. The remainder 37 people is here on the island, and they are battened down as best as possible. They are prepared to have food, water, drinks. Sky is overcast with no rain. The BEC, the current is in and out. The communication, telecommunication, is basically in and out. The water is off.
We spoke with Chief Counselor Latoya Palacios about conditions in Inagua and the impact residents are currently facing as Hurricane Melissa moves through that area.
We have strong wind. We just had a heavy downfall of rain that lasted like somewhat 15 minutes. As for the residents, we had 430 that left the island between Monday and Tuesday on the evacuation flight. So currently we have like 500 plus including the Royal Bahamas Defense Force.
And in terms of what will happen, like in terms of shelter, what is the status with that for those remaining residents?
As it stands for the shelter, because we had a mandatory evacuation, the shelter was not activated. So all residents are still at their homes. What will happen once the all clear is given, I will go along with the Force Chief Sub, that's the officer from the Royal Bahamas Defense Force. Then we will go ahead and do our assessment and report it to the DRMC.
Don't go anywhere. Our live coverage of Tracking Melissa continues when we return.
Tired of looking at the same old kitchen? Step 1. Our talented recommended designer Mark crafts a custom design just for you. Step 2. Once your design is ready, CBS Bahamas makes ordering effortless. Your dream kitchen is within reach. Step 3. Our recommended installers bring your vision to life, ensuring every detail is perfectly in place. Sit back and relax as your dream space becomes a reality. Visit cbsbahamas.com and start bringing your home improvement dreams to life today.
Diet-friendly special.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
Bang ding, ding bang ding, ding ding bang, bang bang bang, ding bang ding, ding bang ding, ding ding bang, bang bang bang, ding bang ding, ding bang ding, ding ding bang, ding bang ding, ding ding bang.
Got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
We're joined now by Commodore Floyd Moxey and Senior Commander Granville Adderley, who is the Disaster Risk and Crisis Management Commanding Officer. Both are from the Royal Bahamas Defense Force. They're here to give us an update on how the force is already mobilized and is preparing to brace for Hurricane Melissa as it bears down on the affected islands. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us this evening.
Thank you, Ms. Swain. Good evening. And
great
good
to have
evening,
you.
Bahamas.
So we will start with you, Commodore. What measures has the Defense Force activated as a part of the hurricane readiness operations?
Okay, so good evening. Once the hurricane warning went out for the southern Bahamas, we immediately canceled our leave to ensure that we had the necessary manpower in place to execute this response mission. After that, we activated our Emergency Operations Center, and we also embedded officers, some officers at Marines, into the National Emergency Operations Center that is operated by the Disaster Risk Management Authority.
So what were some of the key priorities in those initial stages?
In the initial stages, we wanted to ensure we stood up the advanced team. That is the team that we sent into the area prior to the storm. And we stood up 6 person, there were 3 6-person teams. Yeah.
That sounds good. And how is the force coordinating with the DRMA and other response agencies to ensure a unified approach?
Well, we definitely are placing there. The advanced team was deployed yesterday, and they are reporting to our Emergency Operations Center. And we are relaying those information to the National Emergency Operations Center at the DRMA.
Sounds very unified. So, Commander Adderley, we're going to bring you into the conversation. Can you tell us about the deployment of personnel and assets, particularly in areas expected to be most affected?
Good evening, and good evening, Bahamas.
Good evening again.
Right now, we are in the pre-hurricane stages right now. And so what we have done, as the Commodore would have identified, that we have 3 advanced teams on the ground. Once the all clear is given, we will stand up the impact teams. That's 3 20-man teams, and we will load them up on the auxiliary vessel along with the heavy-duty equipment and all the necessary equipment once they go into the operating theater.
And how are you ensuring that the force, the welfare and safety of the Marines and officers are a priority at this time?
Well, it's important to understand that we're sending highly trained Marines into the operating theater. We're sending highly trained Marines with the adequate personnel as well as safety equipment, i.e. food supplies, containers, contents, field kitchens, et cetera, in order for them to sustain them during the time that they're deployed in the field.
Makes sense. So, Commodore, for you, finally, what message would you like to share with the public as we embrace for Hurricane Melissa's impact?
Ms. Spain, I just want to let the Bahamian public know that their Royal Bahamas Defense Force stands ready. It is prepared pre, during, and post-passage of Hurricane Melissa. The Royal Bahamas Defense Force take the welfare of its citizens very seriously. And on the same note, we also take the welfare and the safety of our Marines very seriously, and we will not expose them to unnecessary risk.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Commodore Senior Commander Adderley, for joining us. Obviously, you have a lot of work ahead of you, but thank you for being here this evening.
Thank you.
So we appreciate the work that's happening, but Hurricane Melissa is moving through the Bahamas, and the Red Cross is ramping up its support for affected communities. We'll hear more about the preparations and what you need to know coming up next.
Like, where you grabbing all these pizzas, boy? Wait, Marcos, wait. You have a special on all the large one-topping pizzas, wait. Pineapple. All. Barbecue. All. Hey, VAT included, boy.
I need the $10 special place.
How many would you like?
20 in it. Thank you so much, man. $10, that's it. The Marcos got that deal, boy.
Things may be tough, but Wendy's got you covered. Grab a Dave's single or chicken sandwich with a junior fries and 16-ounce beverage for just $6.95. Why choose less from the other guys when you can get more? At Wendy's, we're providing bigger bites and better deals. So purchase your Tings Tough Value Meal today. Now available at all locations excluding the airport and food truck.
Diet-friendly special.
As Hurricane Melissa continues its push through the Bahamas, humanitarian organizations are ramping up efforts to support vulnerable communities. The Red Cross has been closely monitoring the storm and activating response plans across the region. Joining us now is Edison Sumner, president of the Bahamas Red Cross, to share how the organization is preparing and what the public needs to know as the storm advances. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
It's great to have you here with us. So what activations or preparedness measures has the Red Cross put in place ahead of Hurricane Melissa's impact?
So we've been meeting since we learned that this hurricane was being formed to put our disaster team in place, who already started putting our teams in place of our volunteers and making sure that all of our protocols for disaster risk management and mitigation were being implemented. So that was done, and we were simply waiting to see if the storm actually would approach and hit the country so that we can then effect those protocols and get everyone involved who needs to be involved. So our initial response really was to ensure that our volunteer base and our assets were ready to be deployed if and when the need arose.
So we know that communication is critical during disaster. So how is the Red Cross keeping in touch with its teams on the ground on multiple islands?
So we have WhatsApp groups established throughout our network for different groups across the country, and it's been very effective. It keeps us current on all of our communication strategies. And so that's the mode that we've been using for the most of our communication strategies. Most people still have access to their WhatsApp platforms, whether through data or Wi-Fi. And for that reason, we've been able to stay current with all of our contacts throughout the country, not losing any connection with them at all. But if the need arises and it becomes a real exigency, then we also have satellite phones that we can put into play. But so far, that has not been necessary.
Great. So how is the Red Cross coordinating with government agencies and regional partners to support response efforts?
So the Red Cross is an auxiliary to the government. Whenever there's a disaster that happens, the Red Cross is ordinarily the first call the government makes. So our team's already been identified. Our teams have been engaged. We are out there helping with shelter management. We are there assisting with distribution of supplies to those within the shelters and in our communities. So we remain actively engaged with the DRMA in their work. So we are part of that team as well. So we're there to support the work of the government. We're not ordinarily out there first and foremost. We're there to support what's happening, and that's how we've been positioned. So we are literally there to support the government's efforts in disaster risk management and recovery.
So then what key safety messages or advice should the public keep in mind as the storm approaches?
Listen to the authority. Pay attention. Don't be heroes trying to go out there and do your own thing by going out and trying to assess damages and thinking that the storm is something to play with, because it's not. Too many people go outside and think that is, ooh, this nice breeze, and they find fun outside in a hurricane. This is not a fun time to be outside. So the best advice we can give is pay attention. Stay sheltered in place wherever you are. If you're in the path of the storm, listen to the authorities and do not venture outside until you're given an all clear to do so.
So once the conditions allow, what will be the Red Cross's main focus in terms of immediate response and recovery phase?
So we would do an assessment. We have an assessment we would call a situational report. We would go out, we would have to do assessments in the community, speaking to people who are engaged and who have been impacted by the storm to find out where the needs are. We would then begin to source those needs from our assets, our inventory, supporting those persons as best as we could and those families as best as we could. So the very first thing we would do is what we call a needs assessment or situational assessment to determine what is required, what support is needed. Once we made that determination, we then tap into our resources, whether it's local or international, so that we can begin to pull those resources together to provide that support to those communities. And if it is that we provide support directly to the government, for example, so in the shelters we would have been providing certain support to them with regards to giving cots, wheelchairs, blankets, toys for kids to play with while they're in the shelters so they keep themselves occupied. Those are the things that we have been doing, but after the storm passes, we have to do an assessment in the areas to see where the damages are, whether we respond to individual needs by providing clothing, medical supplies, personal items, or if we're able to support them with repairs to their structures, their homes, by providing tarpaulins or other supplies that they might need, water, medicines, hygiene kits, etc. We've got all that in our inventory, and when we need to source more, we will do so.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much to you, Mr. Sumner, and your team at the Red Cross. Sounds like all preparations are in place, and you're just ready to go where you needed to
just waiting for the call.
Assistance. So
yes.
Thank you so much. Well, stay tuned. Live coverage of Tracking Melissa continues right here on the ZNS Network.
For every shape-up, after-school activity, unplanned home repair, and other day-to-day spending, there's SandDollar. SandDollar is a convenient way to send and receive money instantly. SandDollar is easy to use. It's safe and secure. Just like physical cash, SandDollar is issued by the Central Bank of the Bahamas. And best of all, there are no fees for individuals to send or receive funds. Download a SandDollar-enabled digital wallet and enjoy the benefits of the digital Bahamian dollar. Spend it locally. Transfer it to and from a local bank account or convert it to and from physical cash. Learn more at www.sanddollar.bs.
Our
Our teams will continue to monitor Hurricane Melissa and bring you updates as new information becomes available. Stay tuned to the ZNS network and our digital platforms for the latest developments. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, is up next.
At Fort Montague, I'm Opal Roach. This is ZNS.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Topping news, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis reflecting on the devastation left behind by Hurricane Melissa throughout the region, addressing the impact during today's House of Assembly session. The storm made landfall in Jamaica as a Category 5 hurricane, the strongest ever to strike the island. After pounding Jamaica, Melissa weakened slightly but remained a major system as it moved toward eastern Cuba. It has since re-emerged over open waters and is now tracking northeast toward the southeastern central Bahamas. The Prime Minister extending solidarity to countries impacted, noting that the Bahamas received the same support following Hurricane Dorian.
The Caribbean is a family, and in moments like these, that truth becomes clear. When one of us hurts, we all feel the pain. To the people of the southeastern Bahamas, we are now enduring the initial impacts. To the people of southeastern Bahamas, who are now enduring the initial impacts from this storm, I want to assure you that your government stands with you. The relevant agencies are mobilized to provide relief and support, and we will continue to monitor the situation closely.
He added that the Bahamians know all too well about the destructive power of such storms, but remain resilient in the face of adversity.
We are prepared for this moment, and one thing is certain: whatever happens, we will rebuild, recover, and we will rise again. Hurricane Melissa is a stark reminder that climate change is not a distant threat. It is a present and pressing reality. We will continue advocating for climate justice on the world stage, demanding fair financing, and joining with other small island states to insist that the global community acts with urgency, compassion, and fairness.
Now, as the central and southern Bahamas brace for the impact of Hurricane Melissa, the Turks and Caicos Islands are also preparing. Officials say the storm is expected to begin affecting the islands around midday Wednesday, October 28th. All government agencies and critical services have been fully mobilized, with authorities stressing that the safety and protection of every resident remains the highest priority. Sherelle Dames has this report.
Across the Turks and Caicos Islands, officials are coordinating emergency plans as Hurricane Melissa approaches. The country is expected to face tropical storm conditions, heavy rainfall, and storm surge. Minister of Immigration, Customs, Disaster Management, and Ports, the Honorable Arlington Musgrove, is advising residents in low-lying areas to relocate to storm shelters, which have been activated nationwide.
For preparations, we have done all of our wells, clean up all of our wells, all of our drains. We have secure equipment in the event of any disaster after the hurricane has passed or the tropical storm has passed. We have opened our shelters in those 3 islands. Matter of fact, in the entire Turks and Caicos Islands, really.
Meanwhile, Minister of Tourism for the Turks and Caicos, Honorable Shivago Jolly, says that air travel has been increased to and from the island in the days leading up to the storm, giving visitors and residents enough time to leave or return safely before conditions worsen. Minister Jolly says the airport remained open as long as possible before temporarily suspending operations.
We've only just issued a notice from TCIA that we're going to temporarily suspend operations at the airport.
And for visitors who remain on the island, the tourism minister says resorts are prepared to ensure safety and comfort.
We kind of have an idea of what to prepare for. So that presents a certain amount of ease to our visitors because we can speak very intelligibly to storm preparedness. So most of our tourists right now, they understand we've issued a shelter-in-place advisory, and we have emergency protocols in place for persons who are here from other countries in the event of an emergency that we can assist them. We have call lines. They have direct connection to concierges and hotel managers to experience TCI and all the other different government amenities.
With protocols in place, shelters activated nationwide, and emergency teams on standby, officials say the Turks and Caicos Islands are ready. Their top priority remains keeping everyone safe as Hurricane Melissa approaches. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Sherelle Dames.
Well, as the Bahamas marks Seniors Month, the Department of Social Services is raising concerns about an increase in elder abuse, particularly cases of financial exploitation. Chief Welfare Officer Rochelle Minnis says more elderly Bahamians are being taken advantage of by those they trust most. The warning comes as the government reviews new data on reports of neglect and abuse among the nation's seniors. Raven Davis reports.
We will be surprised right here on the island of Grand Bahama of persons who are collecting their parents' pension in particular and abusing it.
Chief Welfare Officer Rochelle Minnis says the Department of Social Services is seeing more elderly Bahamians falling victim to those they trust most, family members, caregivers, and even friends. Her comments come 1 year after the high-profile case involving Ingrid Carey and her caretaker, Murphy Knowles, who was accused of taking control of Carey's home, pension, and insurance benefits.
There are reports of family members, neighbors, as persons as close as children abusing their pension. It's no secret. We have received some phone calls relating to that. And so when that happens, we call in, try to do mediation to ensure that our seniors are protected.
Minnis says reports of abuse have increased slightly over the past year, a trend she finds troubling as more elderly Bahamians are living longer.
So in most cases, when a senior go into national insurance, they'll carry a relative with them. We even have reports of even as simple as our social services debit card. They would give a grandchild or a relative their food, keep on to go and shop. No grocery comes to the home, none whatsoever. And so it's greed and just pure selfishness.
Now, Social Services Minister, the Honorable Miles LaRota, says the problem is becoming a national crisis. Between 2023 and 2025, officials recorded more than 50 reports of neglect and abuse, along with dozens of requests for senior housing and care home replacement. Minnis says the Department of Social Services conducts home visits and works with agencies such as the National Insurance Board to intervene when cases are confirmed. She adds that while the government is strengthening laws to protect seniors, public awareness and community vigilance are equally critical.
Well, it's no secret that our Minister Miles LaRota, he is strong on the whole idea of abuse of children. Seniors are most vulnerable. And who are most vulnerable? Seniors, children, and the disabled. And so he is hard when it comes with persons abusing them. And the government can't do it all. There's no way the government cannot do it all. Our seniors would have made a contribution for all of us. Like I said, it's because of them we are all here. And so we want to encourage this community. I can't help saying that we want to encourage the community to please, let's protect our seniors.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Station. Well, there's a positive turn tonight for a Freeport father of 4 who recently faced homelessness, thanks to overwhelming support from the community. He says he's now finding a way forward after losing his job and being evicted. Shelia Roll reports.
This is the new reality for Michael Dames and his 4 children, one of whom is disabled as they try to rebuild their lives from a single room at the Castaways Resort. Despite an outpouring of community support since his story first aired, he says the hardest challenge remains finding a landlord willing to rent to a family with children, a struggle that's keeping them on the edge of stability.
The situation now is really locking down a secure apartment, because everybody now, they're skeptical about renting with children. But as you can see, my kids are big.
Once a steady worker with a home for his family, Michael Dames now finds himself facing the harsh reality of homelessness after losing his job and being evicted on Sunday. But he says the outpouring of support from the community has given him hope, a reminder that even in dark moments, there can still be light at the end of the tunnel.
They help a lot because I could afford to pay for an apartment if it's right now I could pay $850 a month if they ask me for it.
Dames says he has received interest from various companies, but none of the job opportunities are secured just yet, leaving his family's future still in a limbo.
First class and security now, what happened next month? I don't have a job as yet. You see? So all this is what you got to think of heading into the future. I get the money now, but what about next month or month after next, heading into December?
The single father says he remains hopeful and deeply grateful for the community support he has received during this difficult time. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Roll.
Thanks, Shalia. Hope he continues to get the support that he needs. Heading now into news from the crime beat. Officers attached to the mobile division seized a firearm on the northern side of East Atlantic Drive on Monday, October 27th, 2025. It was shortly after 8 a.m. Acting on information, officers proceeded to East Atlantic Drive, where they met a concerned citizen who reported that while driving by, he observed what appeared to be a firearm in the street. Subsequently, the firearm, which contained ammunition, was seized and processed for evidential purposes. The police is grateful to this concerned citizen who assisted in this matter. Furthermore, the police is appealing to members of the public for any information that may assist with this investigation. If you have any relevant information that may assist with these investigations, you're asked to dial 911-919, your nearest police station, the Criminal Investigations Department at 502-9991. Anonymous tips are also welcomed through Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS. That's 328-8477.
And still to come.
The Ministry of Tourism, Aviation and Investments recognizing those doing their part to keep the Bahamas beautiful. That story plus sports and more when we return.
There are some things that are undeniably Bahamian. A good count salad, junkanoo, the way we worship, the way we take care of one another, all undeniably Bahamian. And right in the midst of our iconic things, places, and people is Commonwealth Bank. Increasing access, sponsoring dreams, working alongside Bahamians to increase the quality of their lives for more than 60 years. Commonwealth Bank, nothing more than being Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Save more drugs, from cosmetics to prosthetics. What you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, vitamins you need, and prescriptions you came for. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
It's Do It Center's two-day sale this Friday, October 31st and November 1st, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. 20% off store-wide. Shop and win amazing prizes. Located in 43 Freeport Industrial Park, Grand Bahama Highway.
Grand Bahama, get ready. This is yours truly, Pastor LaQuez Williams, inviting you to a live concert at Jubilee Cathedral this November 16th at 6 p.m. Live in concert with Peter Key, How I Cross Over, and Bishop Simeon Outen, and many others. You don't want to miss it. We will also have special appearance by Sunland Baptist Academy students. Part proceeds goes to Sunland Baptist Academy renovation. You don't want to miss this amazing concert.
Here at Freeport Decorators, we have hundreds of products for you to choose from. Whether you're in the market for trophies, plaques, rubber stamps, corporate signs, any kind of interior signage, stamps, or seals, we're your one-stop shop. We feature glass, acrylic, crystal awards for every occasion. We build all the trophies here on site. Looking for a gift item? We feature pens, key rings, mugs, tumblers, barbecue tools, even bamboo cutting boards. Have something already? bring it on down. Let us see if we can print that special something on it for you. Need a headstone? Memorialize the memory of your loved one with a beautifully lasered granite marker. Our store hours are Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. We focus on customization, so if you have an idea or a new concept, bring it on down or call us at 352-5557 or even WhatsApp your idea to us at 646-0777 and we will do our best to make your awards and recognition ideas a reality.
Welcome to Freeport Jewelers.
Hi. This is nice. Thank you. Oh, this is a nice piece. I deserve something good this month.
That is a nice piece, Angel M, but peace of mind is better.
All right, I think I'm working too hard. Now these are really...
Get the breast cancer screening, Angel M.
Okay, now I'm going crazy.
Screenings are quick, safe, and can save your life.
Even my conscience sounds fabulous.
Remember, early detection is your best protection. Brought to you by the ladies of Power 104.5 FM and 810 AM The Light.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Come back. The Ministry of Tourism, Aviation and Investments is recognizing those doing their part to keep the Bahamas not only beautiful but clean. The International Coastal Cleanup 2025 award ceremony held at the Rand Nature Center, where General Manager Nuvolari Charazing expressed gratitude to partners and volunteers for their continued efforts in preserving the country's natural beauty and promoting clean, pristine environment.
To be here with you this morning to share this small token of our appreciation for your efforts in helping us to keep Grand Bahama Island clean, green, and pristine. You know, it's not a one-off, unfortunately, that we have to continuously get out there and, do this type of work. It's that we're trying to change the mindset of our people here on Grand Bahama Island.
Partners also spoke about their surprise at being recognized and share what the honor means to them, highlighting their ongoing commitment to preserving the environment.
I have about 9 guys that actually do the litter picking, but then there's also the crew that does the bulk trash pickup, and then of course the residential garbage. Those 3 groups, I mean, they're out from anywhere from midnight to 3 o'clock in the morning doing this every day. Rain or sunshine, they only get off 2 days a year. That's Christmas Day and New Year's Day. And you can basically set your clocks by that.
The Ministry of Tourism are key in creating community events. So for example, this International Coastal Community event brought together students around the island, putting these students together not only to pick up trash, but data collection. So we're fostering another generation of youth scientists.
This has been a fight that we have been endeavoring in for about 19 years is keep Grand Bahama clean. And so as a partner with the Ministry of Tourism in this mission, it's very important for us to stay involved.
In other news, members of the Grand Bahama community bid their last farewell to founder and proprietor of Restview Memorial, Keith McSweeney. Our Matthew Martin Burrow was there for the proceedings in this story.
An overflow of black-colored suits and dresses overwhelmed Christ the King Pearl Cathedral as Grand Bahama was in attendance to celebrate and remember the life of longtime proprietor and mainstay in the community, Keith McSweeney. From a tear-jerking tribute by close friend Kelly Burrows,
Keith did not chase after power. He embraced responsibility. He did not seek to be above others. He sought to walk alongside them.
To a heartwarming one from dear comrade Michael Edwards.
But I find joy in knowing Keith McSweeney and the person that he has always been to everybody in Freeport. Not only Freeport, by extension, Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
The former musician, retired assistant superintendent of police, to then founder and operator of Restview Memorial and Crematory, McSweeney was fondly remembered by those who recognized and respected him for his hard work and dedication to the Commonwealth.
A fixture in Grand Bahama, a well-respected businessman,
someone who was consistent, and someone who made a difference not only on the island of Grand Bahama, but in New Providence, from where he hailed, in Abaco, Iloilo, throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and I'm sure the Caribbean.
That was Keith McSweeney, always thinking of others.
And one of Keith's sons, Keelan, says if there's any way he would like Grand Bahama to remember his father, it's due to his heart.
I want Grand Bahama to remember my father by his generosity, his kindness, his love, his compassion, and his amazing legacy.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martinborough.
May he continue to rest in peace. And that's a look at stories making news. What's happening in sports, Shane?
Well, it looks like the LIS Buccaneers are one step closer to defending their high school junior girls title in volleyball.
All right, that's coming your way next after the break.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate. Renew. Welcome to Renew Day Spa. For appointments, call 352-RENU.
The Pro Cathedral of Christ the King and I Worship Media Ministry joyfully celebrate Crystal on her 67th birthday. May her life continue to shine as a testimony of faith, love, and strength. Happy birthday, and may God's favor rest upon her always.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I still want to put shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
And I still want to put shoes on your feet.
We still want to put shoes on your feet.
2 locations to put shoes on your feet. Downtown Freeport, and now our newest location in the Carmichael City Shopping Plaza, right behind the Walk Up Wendy's, Carmichael Road West.
Strength isn't claimed, it's built. At Heroic Concrete, every block is made with purpose. Crafted to protect, poured to endure. From ready-mix to premium 8-inch blocks, we supply the strength our nation needs. Proudly made in Grand Bahama, built for hurricanes, built for legacy. Creating products to bring value to our lives and strength to our future. Call 820-4376 or email sales@heroicgrouplimited.com.
At Save More Drugs, we got you. We got what you want. We got what you need. We got what you came for. The quality you expect. The prices you need and deserve. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Hey, what are you doing? I'm self-insuring my investments, starting with this tarp.
We all remember the blue tarps after the storm. Let's make sure that we are covered with more than a tarp. Don't allow your investment to be at risk. Protect your investment with one of our insurance policies.
Nobody does it better.
Sting Junkanoo Group is celebrating 25 years of music, and you're invited to the greatest show ever. Counting down the years, performing hit song after hit songs. BBS, Colin McDonald, KB, Dyson Knight, and D-Mark. Saturday, November 1st at the Farm Marshall Road, 8 p.m. until. Tickets can be purchased online at www.bahamaseattickets.com. For your skybox or to be a food vendor, call 424-6433, 477-0191. Sponsored by ZNS, Island Luck TV, The Farm, Gatorade Today & Co. Limited, Krista Minute, and Associates.
What's happening, ladies and gents? I'm Shane Stubbs, and welcome to the Sports Cave. The junior girls kicked off playoff action in the Rosina Nesbitt Oriole Nose High School Volleyball League. The Sunland Stingers got past the Jockey with junior stars in 2 sets. And while a win is a win, Coach Charlene Hamilton says they've got a lot of cleaning up to do before the semifinals.
as we move on to the semifinals, we're anticipating the game, our opponent, and we just hope to go and just get some things together, put it together where we fell short today.
The Stingers are also through to the semifinals on the senior girls' end. They grounded the Tabernacle Falcons in 2 sets, 19-16 and 19-12.
The girls came out and did what they were supposed to do, followed all the instructions. My expectations, of course, is to win, but we do have to put in the time and the work.
The LAS Buccaneers are also through to the semifinals on the junior and senior girls' side. They divided and conquered the Summit Heights Wolfpack in both quarterfinal games. The junior girls won in 3 sets, 17-8, 17-12, and 15-13, while the senior girls only needed 2 sets, winning those 19-11 and 19-14.
Going into the 3rd set, we had to remind ourselves to just like keep our heads up high and, call for the ball and work together.
I'm proud of how they played everything. It's a great learning opportunity, and I hope that they continue on to the semifinals and win it all.
Sliding in next, the Girls Like Diamonds Mini Softball League continues to heat up at the AmeriBaseball Park. In 13U action, the Vipers were the top predators over the Gators, winning that matchup 15-6. Kaya Sweeting finished with 4 strikeouts in the game. The Gators got revenge over the Vipers in their following clash, winning that one 10-9. Kaylee Pinder threw 5 strikeouts in the win. In 16U play, the Sharks showed the Piranhas it's their ocean, winning their first clash 9-2. Kylea London Green threw nothing but gas, finishing with 14 strikeouts. They take the second contest 13-12. La Crystal Monker got 7 batters out of there with 7 strikeouts. And in the last call, Valdez VJ Edgecombe and the Philadelphia 76ers improved to 4-0, getting a 139-134 overtime win over the Washington Wizards. It wasn't his best shooting night, but the Pride of Bimini finished with 14 points, 6 boards, and 4 dimes. The Sixers are back in action this coming Friday against the Boston Celtics. And that's my time, ladies and gents. Your Facebook friend of the day is up next. I'm Shane Stubbs. Catch you on the rebound.
Save More Drug. We got you. From cosmetics to prosthetics, what you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, the prices you need and deserve. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
In the Bahamas, we're connected by more than just our islands. Now we're connected by Sand Dollar. It moves with you across many digital wallets. It doesn't matter if you use Bank of the Bahamas, Cash and Go, Island Pay, Canoe, Mobile Assist, Money Max, Suncash, or Omni. Sand Dollar, one currency and many wallets. It's inclusive, convenient, secure, and uniquely Bahamian. Embrace the future. Available for everyone on all Bahamian digital wallet apps.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. BTC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
Ever wonder what all those dates mean on your food? Let's clear that up. First up, expiry date. This is the one you want to pay attention to. After this date, food may not be safe to eat. Time to say goodbye, yogurt. Next, best by date. This is about quality, not safety. Food is still not may be good at this date, but it won't taste as fresh when it's new. And finally, sell by date. This is just for the stores. It tells them when to pull it off the shelf. It doesn't mean your food is bad. It just means it's time to start shopping for a new batch. Know your date? Keep your food fresh. Stay fresh. Stay smart.
Remember to check your date and use your senses. Fresh food, fresh life.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Well, Shane, I look at VJ and think about my days on the court. You know I was playing the NBA, right?
You sure about that?
Yeah, man.
So what happened?
I took my talents to the people.
Keep it there. Don't think about it no more.
I love it here. I'm not changing it. And that's going to do it for us here in the north. I'm Ramiko Knowles.
I'm Shane Stubbs.
Thanks so much for watching. It's a live look at the Bahamas tonight, coming your way next. And keep it right to the people.
Yeah, just...
News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here, faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, more than 1,000 residents evacuated from the southeast Bahamas. DRMA officials explain what's next. Plus, the Bahamas Red Cross preps for Melissa's aftermath. And the Free National Movement claims a stake in the hotly contested Golden Isles by-election. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now. And welcome to the broadcast. After roaring through Jamaica and lashing eastern Cuba, leaving behind widespread destruction and even deaths, Hurricane Melissa has certainly lost some of her strength, but her track remains on the southeast Bahamas. Giving us more of the specifics tonight, we turn to Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean for the latest. Basil?
It's time now for your first look at the tropics, and it's brought to you by the Disaster Risk Management Authority. And we continue to track Melissa. Right now, as of 5 o'clock, the center of Melissa was smack between the southern portion of Long Island and Crooked Island. It's moving towards the northeast at 16 miles per hour. The maximum sustained winds are now just around 90 miles per hour. And speaking with some folks in Long Island and in Crooked Island, they basically confirm those level of winds, which were pretty much around the 80 mile per hour sustained winds for the greater part of this afternoon. Now, these winds are going to continue pushing towards the north and east. They will be spreading into San Salvador, Rumkey, and Cat Island later on tonight. Anytime between 9 and 10 o'clock, those winds could be reaching the Cat Island and San Salvador area as well. Now, as we go to our live weather radar, we see the extent of the rain showers. They have now expanded. We have a heavy rains occurring from the Exumas all the way down to the Inaguas, but the heavy showers right around Long Island, Exuma, Cat Island, and then we also have those showers in the Crooked Island area. All of that will be lifting towards the northeast over the next several hours, so things will be going downhill for the greater part of the central Bahamas. As far as the tracking is concerned, Melissa going to continue on that northeast track, and by midnight, I keep saying by midnight, or shortly thereafter, we expect Melissa to start that pull away from the southeast Bahamas. Makushla.
Thanks, Basil. Now, the Disaster Risk Management Authority late this afternoon providing its latest briefing as the authority continues tracking Hurricane Melissa. The DRMA has flown more than 1,400 residents out of the impacted areas into the capital. And tonight, as Corval Pyfrom tells us, the focus now is Melissa's impact.
Makashla, good evening to you. And as you said there, the Disaster Risk Management Authority's Management Director, Aaron Sargent, confirming that 1,400 residents have been brought to the capital in a series of flights from the central and southeast Bahamas. 78 of those residents are tonight sheltering at the New Providence Community Center.
This was a multi-island, multi-agency approach to this evacuation exercise, and we are looking forward to moving towards the next phase, which is planning and finalizing our plans for the response efforts for the potential impacts of Hurricane Melissa.
Sargent and other members of the DRMA's executive leadership team accompanying Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Chester Cooper, as he visited family islanders being housed at the NPCC, and also to see firsthand the process. Afterwards, Mr. Cooper telling reporters that there are some logistical challenges, but overall, he says, the process has been orderly.
We're happy to be able to evacuate persons from the impacted islands. And there were a few logistical challenges, but this has been one of the largest evacuation exercises in the history of the Bahamas.
So NPCC, just one of those shelters we visited today. The other two are the Nassau Village Community Center as well as the Fox Hill Community Center. Sergeant also telling reporters today that residents staying at those shelters can expect to be there at least through Sunday. Makushla?
Well, thanks, Corvell. Now, as you can imagine, preparations for a storm, particularly one of this magnitude, calls for all hands on deck. And that includes the military. Joining us in studio this evening is Defense Force Commodore Floyd Moxey. Commodore Moxey, we understand officers were deployed to the affected islands. How many officers are we talking about?
Good evening, Ms. Pinda. Good evening, Bahamas. We deployed 3 teams comprising of 6 men each to the islands of Crooked Island, Auckland, and Mayaguana.
Now, you said Crooked Island, Auckland, and Mayaguana. What are those officers are expected? What is the expectations from those officers while they're on those named islands?
Well, that is an advanced team. They will weather the storm, and they will give us an assessment of any damage that occur, so that after the storm, we will know exactly the situation with the ports, with the airport, so that we will have an idea as to whether or not we can get our surface assets into the seaport and our aircraft into the airport. And if there are any issues with the airport or the seaport, they will start the preliminary clearing to ensure that these ports are clear so that the disaster and recovery team can start the process.
Now, the one island we didn't hear you mention was Inagua, and we understand that some islands, some officers, that is, that were stationed there remain there. Any reason behind that?
Yes, we maintain our presence in Machu Town, Inagua, where we have 24 Marines, and we also maintain our presence in Gunpoint, Ragged Island, where we have 7 Marines, and those Marines in those islands will act as part of the advanced team, and they will provide the assessment during the storm so that we will have an idea as to what we need to deploy in that impact team, and also so that we can advise the Disaster Risk Management Authority as to what they need to bring in.
I think the biggest question for family members of these officers are, when are they scheduled to return home in times like these?
Well, the advanced team, once they give an assessment as to the damages in those islands, we will send in an impact team, and that usually happens once the all clear is given, and that can happen within a day or 2. So the advanced team can be home hopefully by Friday or Saturday.
A Commodore of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, Floyd Moxey, we thank you so much for joining us tonight on The Bahamas Tonight. Coming up, more on Hurricane Melissa's trek through the central and southeast Bahamas. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
There are some things that are undeniably Bahamian. A good count salad, junkanoo, the way we worship, the way we take care of one another, all undeniably Bahamian. And right in the midst of our iconic things, places, and people is Commonwealth Bank. Increasing access, sponsoring dreams, working alongside Bahamians to increase the quality of their lives for more than 60 years. Commonwealth Bank, nothing more than being Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Fill up box for all $30.
The new KFC Fill-Up Box, serving 6 juicy pieces of chicken, 4 buttery biscuits, crispy fries to share, and 12 premium original recipe KFC nuggets, all packed into one crave-worthy box. So dig in and do whatever the crunch you want with the KFC Fill-Up Box. Only at KFC, it's finger-licking good.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. BTC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
As an athlete, I've learned that success isn't built on extras. It's built on the essentials. Strength, discipline, smart choices. That's why I'm proud to partner with Bahama Health to introduce Essential 300. A comprehensive health insurance plan that's all about covering what truly matters. Essential 300 is Bahama Health's most affordable major medical plan for groups and individuals. It offers access to a specialized network of care with essential benefits like preventative services, because real strength starts with staying healthy. You may not be training for a race, but everyone deserves strong and affordable coverage with Essential 300. With Bahama Health, you can feel good about your health plan and protect what truly matters, your health.
For more information, call 396-1350 or visit www.bahamahealth.com.
Things may be tough, but Wendy's got you covered. Grab a day single or chicken sandwich with a junior fries and 16-ounce beverage for just $6.95. Why choose less from the other guys when you can get more? At Wendy's, we're providing bigger bites and better deals. So purchase your Tings Tough Value Meal today. Now available at all locations excluding the airport and food truck.
Now, as you heard earlier, Long Island, one of those areas to be impacted by Hurricane Melissa. Island Administrator Jandalee Archer fills us in on final preparations.
And we have 3 shelters operational at this time. Assemblies of God has 2 families of 6 persons. Community Center in Clarendon has 37. And the Steamer Gospel Chapel on the northern end of the island has 3 persons. Right now, we're experiencing little heavy winds and rain. I just spoke to my chief counselor who's in Buckley's Deadman's Key area, and he said it's pouring down there. So I guess we're now feeling the hurricane as it comes onto Long Island. Everybody is prepared, so all we're doing is praying and waiting to see it pass over Long Island.
Over in neighboring Exuma, Island Administrator Christian Palacios says preparations are complete.
We are currently experiencing scattered showers with wind gusts between 15 to 20 miles per hour. We have been advising the public to seek shelter if necessary. We currently have 16 shelters open. We are advising persons to stay off the road. If they need to go to the shelter, go to the shelter early because the weather is expected to worsen. Our command center is currently open, and we do have a team here, representatives from the police, social services. We have our search and rescue team also in the center. We have transportation available for persons who may need transportation to the shelter. Once they would have contacted our emergency number, we would be able to assist.
As we reported yesterday, a decision was made to cut the power and water on Inagua ahead of Melissa's arrival. Still, Chief Counselor Latoya Palacios says to some degree that decision impacted the remaining 400-plus people who decided not to evacuate.
With water, it really did impact us a lot because it was kind of short notice, and we still could have waited a day more for it to stay on. Right now, everybody is in their homes, well secured. We are encouraging the community to please stay inside. I know a lot of people are excited to go outside to see what's happening, so we are trying our best to let people know to stay inside, to stay safe. Because of the mandatory evacuation, we don't have the medical team here. And as it currently stands, I have one Royal Bahamas Police Force officer here along with the Royal Bahamas Defense Force.
Now, not to get ahead of ourselves, but after a hurricane, support is critical for the affected families, and that's where the Bahamas Red Cross comes in. Fortunately, there is the assurance that the organization is ready to assist. In fact, President of the Bahamas Red Cross, Addison Sumner, says the organization has activated its disaster response plan, ensuring that shelters are equipped with essential supplies for those displaced by the storm.
The Red Cross has already been responsive in providing assistance in shelter management. We've been responsive in providing materials to the shelters, including personal items, bedding, material, cots, etc. And we're going to be monitoring the work of the shelters over the next several days.
Sumner says being prepared is important, but the real work begins after the storm has passed. Beyond physical needs, the Red Cross is also focusing on the emotional toll disasters can take on survivors.
Whether it's to assist in temporary housing, assisting with food, supplies, clothing, other personal effects. And then there are people who also, this is something that is often overlooked, that people who go through these traumatic experiences, it takes a mental toll on them. So we want to be able to provide them with access to relevant mental health facilities, mental health professionals who will help them to cope with the aftermath of these kinds of situations.
We can also tell you tonight that ahead of Hurricane Melissa's approach in the Southern Islands, the Bahamas Telecommunications Company completed its technical and extensive pre-storm preparation, including equipment fortification and the deployment of backup power sources to minimize potential disruption. Safety measures were also implemented in anticipation of moderate impact to BTC's infrastructure. In the meantime, Director of Technology Operations Drexel Woods advises customers in the affected islands to contact 225-5722. That's 225-5722 for any assistance.
We are presently experiencing outages in portions of Crooked Island, Auckland, Ragged Island, Long Island, and Marijuana. Our local crisis management team is still activated to monitor the storm on our network. Our postpaid offering of 2 gigabytes of bonus data when topping up with $1 or more is still available until 11 p.m. on Friday, October 31st.
Now, as many, if not all of you are aware, Jamaica suffered quite a beating from Hurricane Melissa, with the country's Prime Minister, the Honorable Andrew Holness, already vowing to devote all energy to a strong recovery. Back here at home, Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, offered up support to both Jamaica and Cuba during proceedings in the House of Assembly. Fern Carey picks up the story from here.
The nation's chief prime minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, acknowledging the destruction caused by monster storm Melissa across the region, especially in the islands of Jamaica and Cuba. He noted that the Bahamas stands in solidarity with Jamaica and Cuba, countries he says supported the Bahamas in the aftermath of 2019's Hurricane Dorian.
The Caribbean is a family, and in moments like these, that truth becomes clear. When one of us hurts, we all feel the pain. To the people of southeastern Bahamas who are now enduring the initial impacts from this storm, I want to assure you that your government stands with you. The relevant agencies are mobilized to provide relief and support, and we will continue to monitor the situation closely.
The Cat Island, Rumkey, and San Salvador member told House members that Bahamians are resilient and prepared for any potential impact from Hurricane Melissa.
We are prepared for this moment. And one thing is certain, whatever happens, we will rebuild, recover, and we will rise again. Hurricane Melissa is a stark reminder that climate change is not a distant threat. It is a present and pressing reality.
Prime Minister Davis assured that the Bahamas will continue advocating for climate change on the global stage in order to mitigate the fallout from climate change.
Demanding fair financing and joining with other small island states to insist that the global community acts with urgency, compassion, and fairness. I'm confident that we will get results from our advocacy.
The Prime Minister expressed optimism that the Bahamas' voice will be heard near and far to the benefit of all small island developing states. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Fern Carey.
Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard also extending prayers and support to residents in the Southeast Bahamas who would have been impacted by Hurricane Melissa, those still in the path, as well as those in the Caribbean who felt the storm's wrath before making landfall here in the Bahamas. He issued a wide appeal for help for victims locally and abroad, adding that his party will do its part.
We ask all of the persons who have means to, again, assist both here in the Bahamas as well as our brothers and sisters who would be afflicted in the region. And want you to know that we have you in our prayers and in our thoughts, and in practical ways, the Free National Movement Disaster Preparedness Team will assist and work alongside with the government in making whole any residents that are negatively affected.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Registering for the advanced poll? Listen up. 2 deadlines are looming. Overseas voters must apply by Thursday, October 30th. Special voters have until Thursday, November 6th. Who qualifies? An overseas voter is a Bahamian eligible to vote from abroad, like students studying overseas and certain government personnel posted outside the Bahamas, along with qualifying spouses and immediate family. A special voter is someone who may be unable to vote in person on election day, including those 65 and older, hospitalized or in a care facility, pregnant, or who have recently given birth, traveling or stationed overseas on election day, candidates and their spouses, election workers, and parliamentary registration employees. For the full list of who qualifies and how to apply, click the link in the caption or pause the screen. Don't miss your deadline. Apply for the advanced poll today.
Find your future with certificate courses from the University of the West Indies. Fast and affordable, our courses give you the skills to get hired, promoted, and ahead of the game. Choose project management, supervisory management, law for human resources, business and commercial law, and even technical skills like Canva design, web design, and computer repair and networking. Register now at global.uwi.edu/Bahamas or WhatsApp 456-6687. The University of the West Indies, Global Campus, the Bahamas.
Blessings gonna find me here.
Our company offers a simple philosophy, open hands. What do open hands mean? If you keep your hands closed, nothing comes in, nothing goes out. If you keep your hands open, a lot of things comes in, a lot of things goes out. We cannot expect to be a successful company without blessing our community and blessing our country.
My good friend and valued client, Dominic Stirrup, approached me following a meeting we had and told me of the idea that he had of feeding 10,000 Bahamians on Thanksgiving.
There was a lot of details to put together, had to figure out how to get it done, but at the end, it was worth it. At the end, it gave me a heart of gratitude to know that our company is reaching out to so many persons.
We invite you on a journey to witness an extraordinary chapter in the story of the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, a tale of compassion, unity, and the true spirit of Thanksgiving.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home health care supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price, and you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Bahamas, get ready to celebrate 25 years of rhythm and power. It's the Sting Jungle Group 25 years of music concert featuring live performances by KB, Carl McDonald, Dyson Knight, and D-Mac. With music by DJ Riff and DJ Pressure. November 1st, 8 p.m. sharp at the Farm on Marshall Road. Grab your tickets now at BahamasEtickets.com. Call or WhatsApp for tickets 424-6433 or 477-0191. Sponsored by Island of Cheap, J.S. Johnson, Gatorade, Today & Co., The Farm, and Chris Simon and Associates.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
This portion of the news is brought to you by 700 Wines and Spirits, bringing celebration across the nation.
Talking a bit of politics now, the FNM will not be sitting out the by-election despite chatter that with a general election less than a year off, the party may keep its eyes on the bigger prize. Flanked by supporters outside the House of Assembly this morning, party leader Michael Pintard made the party's position clear, laying the groundwork to secure a seat left vacant following the recent death of the former Golden Isles MP, Vaughn Miller. Cleopatra Murphy has more.
The Free National Movement will be contesting the by-election in Golden Isles.
Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard has put an end to speculation over whether or not the party will throw its hat into the ring for the November 24th by-election or wait for the 2026 general election. Not just that, he insists the party has a candidate who has put in the work.
Brian has been in the constituency for more than 8 years. And most especially over the last year, he has been listening to the cries of the residents when they talk about the broken promises of this administration. Yes. He has not only been in the constituency, he has been working to address real needs that people have had for years.
Pintard went on to head out at the Davis administration that he says is now full force in the embattled constituency fixing roads now that a by-election nears, accusing government of using the same playbook from the West Grand Bahama and Bimini by-election, but says constituents won't bite.
The residents of Golden Isles have said to us over and over, they are not for sale. They are not interested in politicians who wish to buy their vote rather than earn their trust.
Despite the Free National Movement having lost the last 3 by-elections since 2010, Pintard still feels confident this time around.
We are in it to win it. Again, we have an obligation to give our supporters and others who are tired of the PLP an alternative. And so we have shown up because we believe we are the best choice. We are best prepared to govern this country going forward, and Golden Isles is an important piece of the broader puzzle in order for us to transform this country.
Brown will face PLP candidate Darren Pickstock and Coalition of Independents contender Brian Rowe.
They know me, so I'm no stranger. They've beckoned the call for me to come, and I'm prepared to serve.
Yes, sir.
And so I'm more than confident that when the ballot box is closed, Brian Brown will be the next member of Parliament.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Well, thanks, Cleo. We're now going to move away from the storm and the politics and toss it over to Access Now for a sneak peek of what's coming up. Royston and Marlena?
Good evening, Makushla. We have to say you and the ZNS News team have been doing an excellent job with the hurricane coverage, so congratulations there.
Thanks so much.
Absolutely.
And as for our show, we're really getting into the creative kick of things tonight. We're talking about a new performing arts school. We're talking about Education Art Month. We even have a creative in the house.
Absolutely. We got Phil Dorsett. We'll be sitting down with him later on. He's going to be talking about a new book that he's written, and we're very excited to hear about it. It's a book of poems, actually.
Oh, always bringing us the lighter side of news there and doing a good job at it. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report continues after this.
Diet-friendly special.
Look what you
gram on all these pizzas, boy?
Wait, Marcos, wait. We have a special on all the large 1 topping pizzas, wait.
Pineapple.
All.
Barbecue.
All. Hey, VAT included, but
I need the $10 special place.
How many of them would you like?
20 in it. Thank you so much, man. $10, that's it. The Marcos got that deal, boy.
Introducing Valvoline Restore and Protect, a first-of-its-kind innovation that returns pistons to factory clean, removing up to 100% of deposits, restoring your engine to perform like new. All new Restore and Protect, another first by Valvoline, distributed by Battery and Tire Specialists.
A digital wave is making its mark across the Bahamas. From Grand Bahama to Anagua, Bahamians are embracing smarter ways to pay. The Pay Fast, Live Digital campaign, launched by the Central Bank of the Bahamas and the Clearing Banks Association, is bringing safe, fast, and convenient payment solutions to every island, from online banking to mobile wallets.
We had an incredible turnout, so it gave us an opportunity to have a conversation that they can also be a part of and appreciate.
Remember, people over 60 and around 60, the fear that you talk about, we understand, and we have persons to be able to assist with that.
I learned that digital banking is going to be one of the biggest ways that us as Bahamian kids will benefit in the future.
It has to start somewhere, and this is a good start.
We're empowering communities, one town hall at a time, for families, for businesses, for you. Let's live digital.
And that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
In this final chapter, Legacy, Bahamas Power and Light CEO Tony Seymour reflects on the power of reliability and how every community that we energize today helps brighten the path for our children and generations to come.
As somebody who had to study by lamplight, I know how important it is for you to have accessibility to electricity for when you have homework to do, when you have to complete assignments, when you want to, do research, and just to sleep comfortably.
In paving her road of legacy, this is how the future unfolds.
So as we move into a more diverse energy mix, right, the engines at Station A, which is the newer station at Clifton Pier, they can be converted to run on LNG. They're dual fuel, so they can run on diesel and HFO now. After the conversion, they'll be able to run on diesel and LNG. What us having a variety of fuel options means is energy security for the Bahamas. Because if you can't get access to LNG for whatever is happening globally that we have no control over, we can still get access to diesel, we can still get access to HFO, we'll still have the solar farms and the battery storage, and that gives you energy security.
From the classrooms powered today to the dreams ignited for tomorrow. Reliable energy fuels more than lights. It fuels possibility. Under CEO Tony Seymour's leadership, that vision continues to inspire the next generation to build, lead, and power a brighter future.
As an engineer in training, we had to work in every area of the organization. And I spent 3 months at the Clifton Pier Power Plant. And my first week at Clifton Pier was in the mechanical maintenance section. And there was an old guy, I'm not going to call his name, but I love this man to this day. And he looked me up and down and he said, "You?" He said, "Only ever woman that ever worked at this plant is the woman with the big bogey upstairs." I am not working with you. But I had to persist. There are times when people look at you and you don't fit the image in their mind of what an engineer should look like, or what the CEO should look like, or what a manager should look like. And you have to persist. These are the types of things that I like to tell young women coming up, and that is something that I try to maintain, and that is something that I'm trying to encourage and continue to establish as I continue as CEO.
Excellent news coming out of Life for Key today. A new performing arts school has been opened. Our Daniel Dean was there.
And it's Education Art Month, so get the scoop from our Shaquille Deans. Stay close.
Plus, the good old Region Bells had a concert, and West Calix Forbes has all the details.
And coming up in sports, newly inducted Hall of Famers elated with honor.
Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Author Ernest Hemingway said, "There is nothing noble in being superior to your fellow man. True nobility is being superior to your former self." Good evening, I'm Royce Jones.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, Access Now.
Hemingway's words are both profound and powerful.
Very powerful indeed. And speaking of powerful, we turn to Basel for the weather later on in this newscast, but the powerful Hurricane Melissa is still out there tearing down everything in her way. Our southeastern islands are up next in her path, but she destroyed parts of Jamaica and already flooded out Cuba.
This is true. Yes, Melissa is being quite destructive. Thankfully, the mountains of Jamaica and Cuba broke her down from a Category 5 to a Category 2. And with that said, let's continue to pray for Jamaica, Cuba, and of course, our Bahamas here as we dive right into the news. As the country moves intentionally towards more deeply appreciating and creating spaces for local artists and their various forms of expression, this Western all-age school is moving in the same direction. Among them, the next Alvin Ailey, John Baptiste, and Billy Joel. But what's most important is that from an early age, they're being given the tools and motivation to believe they can be what they want to be. Daniel Dean has this next report.
A safe place and home to the hopes, dreams, and hard work of those with a passion for the arts. The students at Lyford Key International School now get the privilege of saying they have access to this. The Performing Arts Center, featuring a dance and recording studio, recently erected at the LCIS Lower School, means students will be confident in their craft well before they graduate. Attending the ceremony, wife of the Prime Minister, Anne-Marie Davis.
This is not just a building, this Performing Arts Center. It is a space, a magnificent example of creativity, of culture, and of our youth's potential. So it is a significant investment in the arts.
All 13 years old, these dancers hope to be like their mentor, LCIS Chair of Dance and Cultural Ambassador to the Bahamas, Courtney Celeste Fox, who through talent and tenacity snagged a spot in the revered Alvin Ailey American Dance Company.
She's an incredible teacher, and I feel like I've improved so much over the past few years that I've been doing dance with her.
Has greatly transformed me as a dancer as well as me as a student with our hours and what we have to give up and sacrifice. Like, for example, we do it during electives.
In December, we have a performance of the Nutcracker with the London Ballet Theatre, and they are coming over for that, and they're performing at the Grand Hyatt in Baha Mar, which is going to be really amazing.
The school even incorporating a Junkanoo Shack.
As you know, we have won the Junior Junkanoo title 4 times, and we are looking forward to our next time and the preparation that goes into that, giving that very important Bahamian cultural tradition a home on our campus.
This facility, this building, was built by community, by donors, by parents, by alumni, by members of our community who believed in the importance of the arts.
Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, Access Now, I'm Danielle Dean.
How exciting for those students. Thanks, Danielle. Well, speaking of creative students, students at Sadie Curtis Primary School are embracing Bahamian culture through color, rhythm, and creativity as the school celebrates Art Month under the theme Junkanoo. Representatives from the Ministry of Education, including Julie Knowles, Education Officer for Visual Arts, and Jack Ford, visited the campus to highlight the importance of art in preserving the nation's cultural heritage. Knowles speaks more about the importance of visual arts for students.
And what we're doing is we're trying to bring awareness to the visual arts program because, you know, art has always been looked upon as the subject where you send all the dumb kids, because I think people didn't understand what art is all about. So what we're actually trying to do is bring awareness that this subject is very, very important for critical thinking, for creativity, communication, and collaboration. Stick with the arts. There's lots of money to be made. I think here in the Bahamas, we are not exposed to enough careers in the visual arts. We think that you're just going to be an art teacher, or you're going to be an artist, or a starving artist, actually. There's so many careers that you can make money off. I mean, for an industrial design, for example, that's an amazing career. Marine design, another outstanding career. Film. All of those careers are associated with the visual arts program.
Sherrado Gibson, principal of Sadie Curtis Primary, also had words of encouragement for the students.
Encourage them to pursue their passions. Don't hide the talent that God has given you. Something like art is something that's truly innate in a person, and if they can use it to develop even further skills, I would advise them to pursue it. Pursue with all their might, all their passion, and because we have seen that in this country, art, culture of Junkanoo, it's something that's very rewarding. It's rewarding for the nation, and it's something that is very lucrative when it comes to the development of our people.
Well, as the drums of Junkanoo echo through classrooms, educators say the goal is to inspire students to take pride in their roots and express themselves through art. Royston?
I'm sure they'll continue to do so. The Honorable Regent Bells and the dynamic features performing rich harmonies, rhythmic claps, and soul-stirring vocals took stage. It was a night of rhythm, reverence, and raw Bahamian talent, and our West Calix Forbes was there and has more.
Every note was a reminder of the songs that once echoed from family homes and church pews. For many, it was pure nostalgia, wrapped in harmony.
It brought back so much memories, and particularly they sung a song that my mother just loved, and it brought tears to my eyes. It was just awesome. It is a cultural phenomenon that should not be lost, and more Bahamians, particularly young Bahamians, need to know and develop this appreciation for the incredible, the talent. The talent is awesome.
A message that resonates far beyond the stage. The call to preserve Bahamians' rhyming and spirituals struck a chord with many, including the president of the University of the Bahamas.
Not only do they need to hear it, they need to research it. So this is about primary source material. This is about engaging with those who have built the music, and for our students to be able to learn for it, to preserve it, and to collect our history. And so this is not only an opportunity for us to be able to just enjoy, but to actually study, to edify, and to codify this music so that it's saved for future generations.
And while the music carried the crowd on a trip down memory lane, the night's message was clear. These melodies are more than just memories. They are living legacies that deserve to be celebrated and passed on.
It was an incredible experience. As I said during my short introduction, it's really historic, iconic to put those two incredible groups together on one stage here at the Spotlight Lounge. I want to commend Naomi Taylor Crawford and her husband Clinton for creating this spot just for these kinds of purposes. We need to showcase more of what is truly Bahamian to our people.
For the Bahamas Tonight Access Now, I'm Wes Calix Forbes.
I'm sure it was a night of good old entertainment. Thanks so much, Wes. Still to come, a leader in the Boys Brigade movement and a poet, all wrapped up in one. Phil Dorsett is live in studio to share his new book of poetry with us. And Basil Dean is on the other side of the break to update us on Hurricane Melissa. So stay close.
Halloween is near, and so is a Super Value or quality supermarkets with spooky good specials like Cardinal evaporated milk, 13 ounces, $1.09. First Choice sugar, 4 pounds, $2.59. Quaker Oats, assorted 18 ounces, $3.99. Seedless watermelons, $6.99 each. Whole chickens, $1.99 per pound. No tricks, but definitely treats when you shop the specials at Super Value and quality supermarkets.
It's Bahamas' biggest night this November 1st. Join Alliance Promotions, YBE Promotions, Bahamas Ministry of Tourism, and Bahamas Fair as they present the Fall in Love 90s R&B Concert Series at the National Stadium Ground, performing for the first time. Tyrese comes to Bahamas to deliver an unforgettable performance. Also performing R&B sensation Uncle Sam. Get ready for Deborah Cox. The Fall in Love 90s R&B Concert Series, Saturday, November 1st at the National Stadium Ground. Nassau. Tyrese, Uncle Sam, and Deborah Cox. Advance tickets are available now at all Cash and Go locations. Or log on to cashandgobahamas.com. For info, call 242-427-8111 or call 242-357-0116. Be there.
ready to celebrate 25 years of rhythm and power. It's the State Juggler Group 25 years of music concert featuring live performances by KB, Carl McDonald, Dyson Knight, and D-Mac. With music by DJ Red and DJ Pressure. November 1st, 8 p.m. sharp at the Farm on Marshall Road. Grab your tickets now at BahamasEtickets.com. Call or WhatsApp for tickets 424-6433 or 477-0191. Sponsored by Island Up Cheap, J.S. Johnson, Gatorade, Today & Co., The Farm, and Chris Simon and Associates.
It's time now for your Access Weather Forecast, and Melissa continues that northeast track across the north, the southeast and central parts of our country. It's now packing winds of 90 miles per hour, moving towards the northeast at 16 miles per hour. And it's going to start to take aim towards San Salvador, Rumkey, and Cat Island later on tonight, and the outer fringes of that will even impact the southern portion of Lucia as well later on tonight. As we take a look at our live weather radar, you can see those heavy rain showers now associated with that is impacting practically every island in the central and southeastern parts of the country, and they all will be spreading towards the north and east during the course of the night. In terms of the track, right now that Category 1, the smack between Long Island and Crooked Island, will move, as we said, near San Salvador within the next hour or two. And later on tonight, during the early morning hours, well, Melissa will start that pull away from the central and southeastern parts of our country. And our boating forecast tonight in the northwestern islands, we're going to have a northwest component, 10 to 50 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. The low tide, that will take place at 8:40 tonight for the central islands, tropical storm conditions. So we ask the small craft to simply stay in port. And for the southeast Bahamas, hurricane conditions there, and again, small craft are asked to stay in port. But that will all change very shortly. As of Thursday in the northwest and central islands, we'll have those northwest to west winds, 15 to 25 knots. Sea is still rough, though, 5 to 8 feet over the ocean, so an advisory will be in place for boaters in the northwest and central islands on Thursday. Low tide, 8:37 in the morning with a high tide at 3 in the afternoon. And for the southeast Bahamas on Thursday, southwest winds, 15 to 25 knots, rough seas as well, 5 to 8 feet. Advisories are in place. And then on Friday, we'll see a reduction in those winds. They become northwest at 10 to 15 knots, and this is for the northwest and central islands. Wave heights down 2 to 4 feet, so we'll drop the advisory. Low tide 9:43 in the morning with the high tide at 3:57 in the afternoon. And for the southeast Bahamas on Friday, north to northeast winds 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
You're all over the town, you're chasing down every crack and crevice you own. You're all over the place, you're trying to roam. You're living a sweet thing at home. I don't care if you live in life for the key. If you live in downtown, this thing don't discriminate. I want to know when come.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Royce.
Thanks so much, Basil. Phil Dorsett, educator, joins us tonight live in studio to share his new book with us. I want to say welcome to Access Now.
Thank you, and it's a pleasure to be here.
It's a pleasure having you.
Certainly.
Now, I say educator, but tell us about your background and a little bit about yourself, please.
I have been in education over 44 years, going on to 45th year, actually, since 1988. Taught at Government High School, C.C. Sweeting, went to Exuma, was the principal there for a year, Exuma Christian Academy, and always being involved with the Boys Brigade at a very early age, still involved as an officer now, mentoring boys over these many years. But my real love is art and painting and drawing. That's what I really teach.
Yes.
So out of that, you know, the English language I love, and I decided I'd put my thoughts together. And it took a couple of years, really, to get this book together.
Yes.
And so there's a lot of emotional highs and lows, personal stuff, you know, things that are reminiscent of the 1960s and 70s, you know, So it's very interesting book.
I want you to tell us the title of the book, and is there a sort of a general theme for some of these poems? Because it's a collection of poems.
Right, that's correct.
How many poems are there, and what's the title of the book?
Actually, it's almost 100. I think it's like 97.
Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah. Like I say, it took quite a few years to put it together. You know, because every time I go somewhere, if I'm flying in the plane, I see the clouds. I write about the clouds. If I'm, you know, somewhere with family, you know, we're talking together, and I get information and I put something together. So it's always an experience where I take from that experience and I put words together and come up with poems. And there's some spiritual things, you know, emphasizing spiritual emphasis and encouraging people in spirituality. When we had the pandemic, I think I have about 2 poems coming out of that pandemic, you know, talking about those persons who were on the front line, and of course, you know, the people who, of course, suffered, you know, the emotional trauma. So I've been doing creative things for a very long time. As one of 9 siblings, you know, everybody is very active. A couple of my brothers, you know, Pat Raming is my oldest brother, and so he's set the example, so to speak.
It sounds like there's something for everyone in this book.
There is, yes.
Obviously, but please tell us before we wrap up, where can people find the book?
Well, the book is really, I only have 100 copies now, so everybody, you got to give me a call at 525-9080.
Yes.
And I will deliver better than Domino's Pizza.
That's the personal touch there as well.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a book that, you know, I know it's going pretty good. The books are selling quickly, and I think it's important for everybody to get a copy because we talk about Mortimer's Candy Kitchen when we wash off on Saturdays and get cleaned up, and we're going to get our sweets. It's a lot of good stuff,
Thank you, Mr. Dorsett. Thank you for taking the time to be with us. You have to contact us the next time on the next book.
Right, exactly.
We look forward to hearing from you again.
Certainly.
Thanks for being here. That's going to do it. We're going to tap in with Charles Fisher to see what's on tap with Total Sports.
Coming up in sports on this Wednesday, National Hall of Famers speak, and they are proud to be honored.
Come and visit us at Shop Smart, because everything is here.
Yes, we have it all for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052.
Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
Our company offers a simple philosophy, open hands. What do open hands mean? If you keep your hands closed, nothing comes in, nothing goes out. If you keep your hands open, a lot of things comes in, a lot of things goes out. We cannot expect to be a successful company without blessing our community and blessing our country.
My good friend and valued client, Dominic Stirrup, approached me following a meeting we had and told me of the idea that he had of feeding 10,000 Bahamians on Thanksgiving.
There was a lot of details to put together, had to figure out how to get it done. But at the end, it was worth it. At the end, it gave me a heart of gratitude to know that our company is reaching out to so many persons.
We invite you on a journey to witness an extraordinary chapter in the story of the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, a tale of compassion, unity, and the true spirit of Thanksgiving.
This car sexy yet? I need to upgrade, eh?
That's easy. Just apply for a cash and go loan. Once approved, you're in the giveaway.
This lady even got no Bluetooth? You want some presents?
Yes.
No. I guess ain't nobody getting presents this year. This Christmas, trade up. Get approved for a loan on Cash and Go and enter to win this brand new Kia.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. ATC customers claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Sports in Access Now. We are in National Sports Month, and come later on this month, some 14 persons will be inducted into the National Sports Hall of Fame. Speaking on behalf of the inductees was former volleyball president Don Cornish.
Their contributions cover a range of areas in sport and many decades of work and diligence. It also speaks to their generosity of their time and talent, as well as their sacrifice of self and the commitment to engage in the struggle to achieve the highest levels of success for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Ultimately, not to look towards a reward, but to take this work as a commitment on behalf of a force greater than self, an act of God working in and through us to make a difference in our lives and the life of others.
For track and field, great Foster Dawson, the man who played just about every sport, but is known more for basketball, Arnold Bain. It's an honor.
I retired from track. I went into administration, B3A. I was the council member, secretary, was treasurer, vice president, and president. And I think this is the culmination of all of that now being honored and recognized as a National Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer in athletics from Howard University. But I'm being honored by basketball, and I was there during a very, very important time. And that was, I was the president when we held our first ever international tournament in the country. I was the president that brought in a tournament that was the first to fill on stadium. And so I'm very proud of that.
Now, during the week of November 23rd, that has been designated as National Boxing Week. Former Bahamas Olympic Committee President and current President of the World Boxing Amateur Council, Wellington Miller.
And I want to thank the government through the Ministry of Sports for giving boxing one solid week for us to show our achievement over the many years. That week, we're going to have an amazing week for us, for the Bahamian people, and showing them the history and what boxing has accomplished. So, Minister, thank you for that once glorious week. It's going to be glorious. We're going to have, on the 23rd, we'll open up the week with attending church, New Covenant Baptist Church that morning, so we can get some good spiritual health to take us through the week on the 23rd. On the 26th of Wednesday, the 26th, we'll have the opening ceremony in the foyer of the Ivy Dumont building, where we will display many of the accomplishments that boxing has achieved over the many years. It's going to be a museum, and we have already made contact with some schools to come in and see what we have done over the years and be proud of what boxing have done. Come this Saturday, cross-country runners will take to the course for the third annual SPIA Mile Challenge on the campus of the University of the Bahamas. Organizer is Rashad Patton.
We usually have this every year. It's more about conditioning, seeing where your athletes is at. It ranges from sprinters to mid-distance to long distance. Even basketball players can join in. It's just this point of the season, more getting yourself more, I wouldn't say primer, but more seeing where the endurance is at. So that's what the Mile Challenge is about. This part of the season, it's November, December. We're just coming into November. There's more fitness is to see where the base is at instead of going so long, just to see where your athlete is at this point in time. Because some people might still be in the general prep stage of training and want to go on to the next cycle and want to see how fit the athlete is at before we go in more intense. So that's what it is based on.
Divisions range from under 7 to open.
The second annual was crazy. It was really fast. It was faster than expected. So we're looking at hopefully faster than mile for under 20 boys was like 4 minutes. 4 minutes, and girls is like 5. No, sorry, it was like 6 minutes, 5. I think Akari ran 5:50 something, And yeah, so it was very fast. So I'm looking for this one to even be better because I think coaches now stepped up on a different level. So just looking for a good performance.
That's going to put a wrap on Wednesday Sports in Access Now. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price, and you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
From pumpkins to candies, the magic of Halloween can be found in the savings at Super Value and Quality supermarkets. Chef Boyardee spaghetti and meatballs, 15 ounces, $1.69. Sharper's Value ketchup, 23 ounces, $1.89. Bone-in chicken breast, $2.29 per pound. Baby back ribs, $3.39 per pound. Fresh tomatoes, $1.99 per pound. No tricks, but definitely treats when you shop the specials at Super Value and Quality supermarkets.
Get this straight to our new sales and marketing office, Centerville House, 5th floor, ASAP.
New sales and marketing office, Centerville House, 5th floor, quick.
New sales and marketing office in Centerville House, 2nd Terrace West, 5th floor, on my way.
Sales and Marketing Office, Centerville House, 2nd Terrace West, 5th floor.
You could have caught a ride with me. We're only a block away from ZNS.
ZNS Sales and Marketing has moved to the 5th floor, Centerville House, 2nd Terrace West. For more information, call 502-3800.
You're looking at a shot of the world-famous straw market in downtown Nassau. Welcome back. The straw market evolved through generations of Bahamian straw vendors selling goods in Rawson Square starting as early as the 1920s. The shot is brought to you by our Kyson Miller. And where are we going today? We're feeling Long Island. Let's go.
Long Islander Jaquel Cooper has been named Best Female Recruit for the Royal Bahamas Defense Force. Long Island is proud today of this achievement, as this award is presented to the female recruit who's considered most outstanding and has consistently displayed and maintained the highest overall performance throughout the period of her new entry training in the areas of academics, leadership, physical fitness, military aptitude, discipline, and conduct. Not only is Long Island proud, but Team Access now congratulates Jaquel and wishes her the very best in her endeavors. Arlena?
Yes, congratulations, Jaquel. Thanks, Royston. The one thing we can definitely say here is that ZNS Hill Thrillers make up a whole lot of singers. We have our GM Clint Watson, Mario Munnings, Iman Fertil, the list goes on. Now, then there's also Ramiko Knowles, our anchor in the Northern Service. And so now the questions are kind of starting up. Every time he drops a song, it goes viral. So, you know, is he going to start performing in clubs? Is he going to leave his day job? Well, here's our Matea Cunningham and in Let's Talk Socials to tell us all about it.
The popular musical outlet Mic Check is turning heads again, but this time it's thanks to a familiar face we usually see delivering the news, not lyrics. Ramiko Knowles, the beloved anchor of the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition, traded his news mic for a script, and let's just say the North wasn't ready. Take a peek.
I got to go, pack up my bags and roll back to where I born and grow. I seen the news, Grand Bahamas on the move, and if I snooze, I lose. No time to waste, opportunity awaits, and I've got to be in place. I had to get away, get away, get away, get away, get away, to take care of my family. Leaving was not easy, so many nights I prayed, just forgot to make a way, make a way, make a way, make a way, make a way. Now call the travel agency.
Hello,
Sir, a round trip ticket for you?
No. This time I'm on a one-way. Hey. 'Cause I've been gone too long. Coming home. And it's where I belong.
Romiko showed off his smooth vocals and easy charm in Mike Check's latest episode, proving he's got more than just newsroom talent. The clip has been making the rounds online, with fans joking that he might need to add recording artists to his resume. Between the vocals, the confidence, and that signature Romiko flair, social media can't get enough. And honestly, neither can we. I'm Matea Cunningham, and this has been Let's Talk Socials.
Yeah, I think we need to fly him in here for Entertainment Friday one day. Like, we can't hide that.
A one-way flight right to the studio. That's going to do it for Access Now. Make sure to join us tomorrow night where we say S-T-I-N-G, somebody got the sting on me.
And stay tuned for the rundown with Clint Watson and continued coverage of Hurricane Melissa.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Lead off with this report. This one is a good one to lead off with for Sunday.
Your weekend news just got better. Exciting features, good vibes. It's all about the feeling.
Hey, I'm Raven, and your Sundays never felt so good. Tune into Northern Service Vibes, where culture meets conversation, every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on the ZNS Network.
Clint Watson has been the trusted voice of journalism for over 2 decades. He is your first choice for hard-hitting discussions, your best choice for current affairs issues and investigative journalism. It's time to start the journey of relentless journalism. It's time to start the journey of facts over fiction. It's time for the Rundown with Clint Watson here on ZNS, where only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Planning the execution of a newscast is serious business. From the assignment to the concept of the story, everything has to be precise, on point, always. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, is your trusted news service. We get it right the first time. Our preparation for you each night is done with care, knowing that our voices will reach you on 700 islands and keys with unquestionable accuracy. It gives me great pleasure each night to say,
welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. I'm your national anchor, Mukesh Lopinder.
Coming this fall.
She had brown hair. She didn't even have red hair.
The contract signed does not indicate anywhere that I am in charge of her hair color.
More courtroom drama.
She rented the 60 chair covers from me.
The event was for my Grammy for her birthday.
Yes.
And my Grammy don't even know 65 people.
On Justice with Judge Carroll, Fridays at 8 p.m. Real cases, real judgment. Judge Carroll always gets it right.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, The Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
You always see man, the one and only, and I want y'all to tune into Entertainment Fridays on Access Now every Friday at 7:30 p.m. Who knows? Your favorite Bahamian artist might end up showing their face. But you gotta watch to find out.
The DRM Authority 2025 Official Hurricane Shelter List. New Providence Community Center, Blake Road. Samuel and Cornelia Williams Community Center, the Salvation Army, Meadow Street. Reverend Dr. O.A. Pratt Educational Building, St. John's Native Baptist Church, Augusta and Meeting Street. The Remnant Tabernacle Praise reserved for Aftermath, Carmichael Road. Epworth Hall, Ebenezer Methodist Church for use by homeless and persons with physical disabilities, Shirley Street. St. Barnabas Church, Wolf and Blue Hill Roads. Maranatha Seventh-day Adventist Church, Prince Charles Drive, the Salvation Army, Mackey Street. Pilgrim Baptist Temple, St. James Street, New Bethlehem Baptist Church, Independence Drive, Hillview Seventh-day Adventist Church, Tony Williams Darling Highway, Agape Full Gospel Baptist Church, Kennedy Subdivision, New Dimension Ministries, Joe Farrington Road, Church of God Convention Center, Joe Farrington Road, Berea Seventh-day, Blue Hill Road South, Canon Neil E. Roach Hall, Holy Cross Anglican Church, Highbury Park, Ebenezer Mission Baptist, Charles Vincent Street, St. Mary's Hall, Fox Hill on top of the hill, Epiphany Anglican Church, Prince Charles Drive.
We are here in the time of need. There's no discrimination. The mission is to relieve the suffering. We volunteer, we deliver care. With donors and partners, we're always here to turn compassion into action. Protecting life and health with our training throughout the years. We empower to heal the world. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas. Community farming for food security. Climate programs suited for our island country. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas.
This message brought to you by the Bahamas Red Cross Society in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
The DRM Authority 2025 Official Hurricane Shelter List. Grand Bahama, Western District. Bethany Baptist Church, Hannah.
At Harold Point, I'm Ted Jervis, and this is ZNS.
The Rundown is brought to you by Commonwealth Brewery Limited.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the show. It's great to have you with us tonight. We encourage those residents in the islands impacted by Hurricane Melissa to please stay safe tonight as we ride out this storm. We begin tonight with our continued live coverage of Hurricane Melissa. According to the Met Office, the severe weather system is starting to accelerate northeastward over the Bahamas. Damaging winds, heavy rain, severe flooding, and dangerous storm surge continuing in the Bahamas through tonight. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean is in the Weather Center tonight. He joins us with live and the latest details. Good evening, Basil. What can you tell us about this system?
Good evening. Just about 10 minutes ago, we got the latest coordinates from the National Hurricane Center, and it's putting the center of Melissa very, very close to the southeast coast of Rumkey and some 40 miles to the south of San Salvador. The core of these hurricane force winds are going to continue moving towards the north-northeast at about 16 miles per hour, so it will be spreading over Rumkey, San Salvador, Cat Island, and even the southern portion of Eleuthera during the course of the night over the next 3 hours or so. And in terms of precipitation, live weather radar still showing those heavy precipitation still affecting the Exumas, Long Island, Crooked Island, Acklands, and that is now spreading into the Cat Island, Rumkey area. And those rains are going to be very, very heavy at times, as you can see. We even have a couple of flashes here. There's some thunderstorm activity taking place in the midst of all of this stuff. And as far as the tracking is concerned, it's now just a Category 1 hurricane with maximum sustained winds at 90 miles per hour. And as it continues that track, we expect during the early morning hours that Melissa will begin that pull away from the central and southeastern parts of the country. And that's how it's shaping up right now, Clint. And it seems as though it's going to be very, very, everything is going to be going downhill for those remaining islands just to the east of us, which I repeat again. Rumkey, San Salvador, Cat Island, and of course, Eleuthera's in the mix as well. And then things will start letting up just a bit over the Long Island area within the next 2 to 3 hours.
Based on the components of this storm, on what you just described, what are we talking about? Are we talking about a lot of rain, which will equate flooding, storm surge, wind damage? What are we seeing with this storm based on what the latest module is showing you?
Well, flooding is definitely going to be a major factor, and that's because from last night and throughout the day, they've been experiencing intermittent light rains, but those rains became a lot heavy as the core of the hurricane moved across those islands. Storm surge, again, anywhere up to 7, 8 feet can be anticipated in that core area of the hurricane, and we'll only know once this system is out of the way how much of that those islands are receiving. Those islands are likely to be Long Island, the southern portion of Long Island. Once again, Ackland's Crooked Island, they could have received some of those storm surges as well, Clint.
All right, thanks a lot, Basil. You've been around all day. You still have one more newscast left tonight. Thanks a lot, Basil Dean in the Weather Center for that. Well, as you heard from Basil, Long Island is one of the islands sustaining a direct hit from Hurricane Melissa and is currently under hurricane warning. Administrator Jadalee Archer is on the phone with us tonight, live, to tell us about the current condition there. Good evening, Administrator Archer. Thank you for joining us tonight on the Rundown. Now, we received reports that the storm has hit Long Island's agricultural sector. What can you tell us about this storm and what it's doing right now on Long Island?
Right. Hi. Good evening, Clint, and good evening, Bahamas. Right now, we're experiencing it. I don't know if you can hear me clearly because behind me, I'm in my office, which we're using as the command center. And the weather has intensified tremendously over the last half an hour. It seems as if it's worse. That seems as if it's worse than it was earlier in the day. And so the winds are about 3 times worse than we had it earlier today. And I'm in Clarencetown, you know, so all we can do now, as we've been doing all day, I have in my office with me social services, senior nursing officer, a police officer, as well as environmental health. And we're all surprised at the turn, but I'm being informed that we're now experiencing the tail end of the hurricane. It's really bad.
What is your concern for Long Island as far as any estimated damage? Is it with agriculture? Is it with homes? Is it flooding? What are you really concerned about based on what you've been seeing and feeling from the storm?
Based on the videos and the reports from persons around the island, some farmers, my chief counselor, Mr. Ian knows, but experienced damages, so I'm sure other farmers has. And then we have flooding in pockets of areas. Surprisingly, areas that we felt in the swamp, the Scrub Hill area, which is normally prone for flooding, is not flooded as we expected. And in fact, we were able to have an alternate route. But now we're noticing that other areas, see, for the last week, we've been having a lot of rain all month. Therefore, the ground is saturated. There's no way for the water to go. And so areas we didn't anticipate flooding, we're having flooding in the south. So is in the north, which is even rather lower than the south. And so tomorrow, once we are able to get out, we know there's debris in the road. We've been asking persons. I've gotten reports of Long Islanders on the streets, and we're asking them to please stay indoors. This is not the time to be on the streets.
Obviously, people have been preparing for this storm, and I must say, we weren't hearing on Long Island initially. Did this come as a surprise to Long Islanders that they were now being included in this danger zone?
Surprise, but we've been here before. Long Islanders have experienced worse, and so once we got the information out that the storm is coming, everybody got into preparation mode. I'm so pleased as the way we work together. Right now we have 3 shelters that are operational, one in Seymour's, which is at the northern end of the island, and that is hosting 13 persons. And then we have the community center in Clarencetown, which is our better or best shelter, and that has 43 persons. And those persons are really from the southern end, from Gordons and Mortimer's of the island. So what we did last evening, along with the police, we went into the whole length and breadth of the island, asking persons, the shelter was open from midday yesterday, come into the shelters. And so this morning at 8 o'clock, we had the buses, and we evacuated persons, especially from the south, into the shelters. I checked on them about half an hour ago, and I'm very pleased for the conditions that they're in. They're extremely comfortable. The shelter that they have the generators, they're running and persons are laid off in their cots. We have some elderlies there. We have some special need persons in the shelters. But the persons in charge of the shelters, I went early this morning. They were fixing breakfast. They were checking with them to make sure they were taking their medications. And so the needs of those persons are being met. So that was a comfort to me. And then as we move around early in the week, I would have spoken in the north to make sure that they're covered with the Stella Maris Inn. And Jill Smith and those were willing to take anybody at that time who needed assistance, free of charge. And then the Ministry of Works helped us out because we had an alternate road in the Scrubble area. We expected flooding. We had another one. We were prepared. We were prepared. We spoke with heavy equipment operators. I spoke with the fishermen who have Starlink. I also spoke with the handy people, everybody that touched or have a job to do. We got the persons involved willingly just to make sure we're comfortable going through the storm.
And just before we conclude, how are your telecommunication services and electricity? Are they holding up on the island?
Well, BPL is down. It's been down since yesterday. I'm talking to you on my BTC phone, so I'm very pleased to know that they're still up and running because we've been having, when it comes to communications, we've been having serious problems on the island. And so it's good to know, though, in the storm, BTC is working exceptionally well all day.
My final question, you are at the Emergency Operations Center. So far, is all well with persons? Have you gotten any calls of emergency, or pretty much are people okay right now?
Everyone, I'm grateful to God that everybody is secured and we have had no casualties. So I'm looking for, going forward, I'm asking God to continue to be with us. We've had some praying people, and so we're good. Thankfully, everybody is well.
Well, we're glad to hear Long Island is indeed intact. Administrator, thank you. Stay safe, and we'll, of course, be touching bases with you once this is all over. Thank you for talking with us tonight.
It's my pleasure. Good evening, and thank you.
Thank you. There we go. Jetterly Archer, who is, of course, the administrator of Long Island. Well, over in Exuma, Administrator Christian Palacios said preparations for Hurricane Melissa's landfall are complete.
We are currently experiencing scattered showers with wind gusts between 15 to 20 miles per hour. We have been advising the public to seek shelter if necessary. We currently have 16 shelters open. We are advising persons to stay off the road. If they need to go to the shelter early because the weather is expected to worsen. Our command center is currently open, and we do have a team here, representatives from the police, social services. We have our search and rescue team also in the center. We have transportation available for persons who may need transportation to the shelter. Once they would have contacted our emergency number, we would be able to assist.
Now, for those southern Bahamas residents who evacuated to the capital, the Disaster Risk Management Authority is reporting that 1,400 residents have been brought to the capital in a series of flights from the central and southeast Bahamas. 78 of them are now sheltering at the New Providence Community Center. At a press conference earlier this afternoon, Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Chester Cooper, confirmed that he visited those family islanders being housed at the NPCC and also see firsthand what the process is all about. He informed reporters that there are some logistical challenges, but overall, the process has been orderly.
We're happy to be able to evacuate persons from the impacted islands. And there were a few logistical challenges, but this has been one of the largest evacuation exercises in the history of the Bahamas.
DPM Cooper also addressing concerns about Bahamians caught in Melissa's path in Jamaica now stranded. Once the all clear is given, Cooper says help is on the way.
Once things settle down, Bahamas Air will be going back to Jamaica, certainly to return the students when the all clear is given. Hopefully that will be sometime soon, depending on the outcome of the aftermath. And we will be offering some assistance as well for Jamaica to be determined. No doubt Bahamas Air will be involved in that effort as well.
Ahead tonight, as we continue our live coverage of Hurricane Melissa's trek across the southern Bahamas, we'll have an update on the Royal Bahamas Defense Force disaster preparedness operations. Also, we'll be talking to the Disaster Risk Management Authority and find out what's happening there. And then, of course, we'll end on a lighter note. You're watching The Rundown. The special coverage tonight continues. We're back after the break.
After 30 years of banking, I've decided to take a leap of faith. I moved from banking into an untapped industry, which is manufacturing in the Bahamas. And now we are standing on 3 acres of land on which we're going to be putting the Bahamas' first end-to-end plastic recycling company, Eden Recycling and Manufacturing Company Limited. Eden has 2 arms, recycling and manufacturing.
This is groundbreaking for us. It's never been done before. It really makes a difference, not only in the Bahamas, but even around the world. This is not just a project that we're doing so that we can make a couple of dollars. We want to make sure that it benefits those who come after us. In future generations, we hope that this is a small vision, that they will take it and they'll expand on it. We can have the formula for what it means to do end-to-end recycling in the Bahamas, in the region, and even if we have to export these ideas and thoughts and concepts even into the U.S.
Our company offers a simple philosophy, open hands. What do open hands mean? If you keep your hands closed, nothing comes in, nothing goes out. If you keep your hands open, a lot of things comes in, a lot of things goes out. We cannot expect to be a successful company without blessing our community and blessing our country.
My good friend and valued client, Dominic Stirrup, approached me following a meeting we had and told me of the idea that he had of feeding 10,000 Bahamians on Thanksgiving.
There was a lot of details to put together, had to figure out how to get it done. But at the end, it was worth it. At the end, it gave me a heart of gratitude to know that our company is reaching out to so many persons.
We invite you on a journey to witness an extraordinary chapter in the story of the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, a tale of compassion, unity, and the true spirit of Thanksgiving.
Mailboat service is a critical service to the islands of the Bahamas. Certainly, Andrews has always been there and dear to us. That's where we're born and raised. And so we play a crucial role in advancing the growth and development of Andrews. Customers want service and they want consistency. From the start, that's been our commitment. We work to sail on time every time. Our customers have come now to expect this from us. And one of the biggest challenges we've had was finding adequate funding. SPDC from the very start has been a lifesaver. My advice to young people, if you have a vision, a passion, an idea, go for it. Don't give up. It's not easy. If it was, everybody would be doing it. Be consistent and you'll get there.
My foolish pride aside in acknowledgement of your goodness. Everything is the Lord's in the earth in its fullness.
It's M-A-D-I-O Mario, and I'm inviting you to tune into Entertainment Fridays on the Bahamas Tonight. Access now at 7:30 p.m. You miss it, you diss it.
Earth to fall, but was caught before I fell. Was so hard-headed, too stubborn to ask for help.
That's the Bahamas Tonight. Access now, weekdays, 7:30 p.m. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
What's trending in business? Who's making major money moves? And how's it shaping your future? This is Economics, your front row seat to the biggest stories in business, innovation, and finance. Powered by the Sand Dollar, the digital currency of the Central Bank of the Bahamas. It's fast, secure, Bahamian. We're breaking down the numbers, the news, and what it means to you. Tune in every Thursday at 6 p.m. for the trends, the insights, and the stories that matter. Get informed, get inspired, get in the mix with Economics.
We'll lead off with this report. This one is a good one to lead off with for Sunday.
Your weekend news just got better. Exciting features,
good vibes. It's all about the feeling.
Hey, I'm Raven, and your Sundays never felt so good. Tune into Northern Service Vibes, where culture meets conversation, every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on the ZNS Network.
Welcome back. A special good night to all of you who are in the lines in. I see you there, very active, of course. Those of you who are watching on YouTube or up in your various platforms, Flow TV or your cable Bahamas around the country, family of islands, Turks and Caicos Islands, the Caribbean, and of course internationally. It's always good to have you here on The Rundown. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. Well, besides protecting the country's borders, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force plays a vital role in the country's pre- and post-disaster management agenda. And Hurricane Melissa's landfall in the Bahamas is indeed no different. Commodore Floyd Moxey and his disaster preparedness officer, Senior Commander Granville Adderley, join me tonight on The Rundown to update us on pretty much their work and what they've been doing. Sir, gentlemen, welcome to the show. It's good to have both of you here tonight.
Good night, Mr. Watson.
Good night, Mr. Watson.
Good night, Bahamas.
So let's talk first of all about deployment. How many Marines do we have deployed on this mission as Hurricane Melissa makes her way through the Bahamas?
Okay, so advanced teams have been deployed to the islands of Mayaguana, Crooked Island, and Aucklands. They were the islands that were projected to be most likely impacted. And so each team comprises 6 members, totaling 18 Marines. Now, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force also maintains its presence at its satellite bases in Machu Town, Great Inagua, where we have 24 Marines, and also in Gunpoint, Ragged Island, where we have 7 Marines. And those Marines will be acting as advanced team members as this storm progressed through the archipelago of the southeastern Bahamas. And so, in total, we have about 49 Marines, exactly 49 Marines, that are strategically located in the southern Bahamas, and they will respond to the storm, pre-storm and post-storm.
You mentioned, I thought it was a very important thing you said, and that is they're going to be the first ones to give initial assessments back, obviously, to the authorities here as to what is going on, what has transpired, what is the condition of the island, what are the immediate needs. So they're going to be the first assessors.
Yes, and that is very important. It is very important that we kept those Marines in Machu Town, Inagua. And it is important to note also that the DRMA Hurricane warehouse is located on our base in Machu Town, Inagua. And that base has housed the warehouse for the southern Bahamas. So if any of the islands in the southeastern Bahamas is affected, the warehouse for natural disaster is housed at the Defense Force base in Machu Town, Inagua. And so it is very important that, and the base is, in my opinion, fortified. All right, and the Marines are safe. We spoke with them today.
Okay, so you were in touch with them?
Yeah, we were in touch with them. We were in touch with our impact team in the Crooked Island. We were in touch with our impact team in the Mayaguana. And also, I spoke earlier this evening with the team that is in Haiti. Because we have Marines.
What was the conditions like there? Because they would have already gone through the storm.
Yeah, I spoke to them about 30 minutes ago. There was light rain, but they were safe. They were sound.
Good.
So the welfare of all our Marines are important to us.
When we talk, obviously some of these islands still have residents on them. So in the event of there being an emergency, are your officers also ones who will respond to assist should somebody be in distress or need assistance? Because there are some residents who are still on these islands.
Yeah, so this 6-member impact advanced team, in that team, we try to deploy medics, and they have medical equipment. They have personal security equipment for their safety, and they have high-tech satellite communication, because we know we do not wish to rely on the local communication system that usually go down during a storm. But we have satellite communication. We have push-to-talk satellite. So we're well equipped, and we're in touch with our teams that are deployed at this time.
I want to get you into the conversation because disaster preparedness is something that the Royal Bahamas Defense Force always makes sure that it's prepared for. Talk a little bit about the role that the Defense Force plays in disaster preparedness in the country, and of course in the execution of its duties, particularly during emergencies like this.
Well, as the Commander of the Defense Force would have indicated, our post-impact, which is the advanced teams, are on the ground. They're going to do the, they're going to assist with the island administrators, any concerns that they have. Certainly they will coordinate the efforts with the police. And you would have indicated that some persons would have stayed on the island, and so that they would be checking on those individuals. Some persons opted not to adhere to the evacuation order, which was, you know, their choice. However, we're mandated, as it's our responsibility that once we get in there, we're going to check on those individuals and make sure that they are safe. And of course, post-hurricane, which once the all clear is given, those runways and those seaports are very critical that we move those, make sure that those areas are clear. Because once the all clear is given, the impact team goes in. They go in with all the necessary equipment. And I want to stress that these are highly trained individuals. They would have been trained in crisis and disaster management, and so they know exactly what to do. And to get our supplies into those seaports as well as the airports, those runways got to get cleared. They're going to provide security also once those supplies reach on the ground. They're going to assist with distribution, and so there's a coordinated effort. And so we have multiple roles when during this time and current situation. Of course, again, we have those persons on the ground at those three critical islands, the advanced teams, and so we're getting information back to them from the NDEOC that is situated at the DMR Authority.
Do you have international partners that also assist during this difficult time?
Oh yeah, so that is basically coordinated by the DRMA. But we have partners that we are in touch with, the United States Coast Guard. We have the Rhode Island National Guard, and we also have our partners in Jamaica. I spoke yesterday by WhatsApp with the Chief of Defense Staff in Jamaica. They were severely impacted, and our hearts go to them, but we're in touch with them, and they give us the assurance that in whatever way they can assist, that they will assist.
When we talk about preparedness, right, I know we know you just took in a new set of recruits. Are they trained in disaster preparedness? I know the National Youth Guard is also an arm that also helps execute. Talk about the involvement of these other agencies and new recruits in preparedness.
Okay, I will let Senior Commander Adley speak to that, but definitely that is part of the Defense Force training, and the National Youth Guard is trained by the Defense Force. And I had the opportunity yesterday to go and visit a few of the shelters, and I was proud to see the National Youth Guard performing their duties.
They're hard at work doing what they're commissioned to do, Yeah, but
Senior Commander Adley, he will tell us exactly how they were trained and what area that they were trained in.
Clint, after the recruits would have completed new entry training, they go into a more specialized training. And we started this initiative some 4 years ago, so that we're in our 4th cycle of this. And so those specialized training is carried out by our highly trained technocrats, our instructors. Those specialized training would include shelter management, field first aid, EOC training, NDEOC training, victim identification. And so what we do is we tailor the training towards what they expected to do once something like this happens. And so with that, I commend them because besides having to endure new entry training, this is a more rigorous training, and then we put on an exercise, mass casualty exercise. It can involve a plane crash or something like that. Then we do urban search and rescue training also. So once they get into the field, because they could be deployed right after they finish this cycle of training. And as you would see, we would have just passed out. We would have just passed out more than 100 recruits. And so they are well equipped fresh out of training with specialized training by highly trained individuals within the organization.
How do you get people to understand that when they become a Defense Force officer or they become a Marine, that their commitment is and their oath is to protect, to save lives, to put themselves at risk?
Indeed.
That becomes a mental thing that people have to first adopt before they can physically enter into the role.
Yes, sir, and you know, and that is very important, you know, and I always remember that when I was a young Marine in the Royal Bahamas Defense Force many years ago.
Many years ago.
You know, one of the British expat officers said to me that the Defense Force is not a job. You know, it is not a job.
No,
it is a way of life.
Wow.
You know, and there are some things that is inherent to us as a Marine. You know, it has to do with sacrifice, disaster, and crisis management, and discipline. And that is what makes us different from the civilians. And if you remove the discipline, then we become ordinary.
Wow. You're right about
civilians.
We often think about the work of the Defense Force officers who are actually on these islands and must be there to keep safety and to protect and to guard. But there are also those who are here in the capital who man shelters, and they have to be there as well. All of that is a part of the role of the Defense Force officer.
Indeed.
Wow.
Indeed. We right now, we would have had more than 1,000 persons would have come in. And so I'm the coordinating those efforts at the NDOC, at the DRMA Authority. And so once we get those shelters stood up, then our Marines are deployed to those shelters to act as security, and they do more than security.
Wow.
Right? And so that's a critical part of work that they do.
Well, we're indeed grateful for what you do, your men and women of the Defense Force and how they serve our country. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming tonight, taking time out to explain all of this to us. We certainly appreciate it.
Thank you.
Stay with us. When we come back from the break, we've got the Managing Director of the Disaster Risk Management Authority as we continue our live coverage of Hurricane Melissa's landfall in the Bahamas. We're going to talk to him about the latest information coming out of the Emergency Operations Center. You're watching The Rundown. We're back after this.
Our company offers a simple philosophy, open hands. What do open hands mean? If you keep your hands closed, nothing comes in, nothing goes out. If you keep your hands open, a lot of things comes in, a lot of things goes out. We cannot expect to be a successful company without blessing our community and blessing our country.
My good friend and valued client, Dominic Stirrup, approached me following a meeting we had and told me of the idea that he had of feeding 10,000 Bahamians on Thanksgiving.
There was a lot of details to put together, had to figure out how to get it done. But at the end, it was worth it. At the end, it gave me a heart of gratitude to know that our company is reaching out to so many persons.
We invite you on a journey to witness an extraordinary chapter in the story of the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, a tale of compassion, unity, and the true spirit of Thanksgiving.
The DRM Authority 2025 Official Hurricane Shelter List. Cat Island, St. Mark's Anglican Church, Port Howe, Zion Baptist Church, McQueens, Seaview Seventh-day Adventist Church, Wilson Bay, Holy Redeemer Catholic Church, New Bight, Mount Sinai Native Baptist Church, New Bight, Lovely Zion Baptist Church, The Bluff, St. Andrew's Anglican Church, Arthurstown, San Salvador and Rum Key, Fellowship in Christ Church, Coburn Town, Cure's Research Center, United Estates Settlement, Idell Jones Community Hall, Coburn Town, St. James Native Baptist Church, North Victoria Hill, St. John's Native Baptist Church, United Estates Settlement, St. Peter's Native Baptist Church, Long Bay, and Rum Key All-Age School, Rum Key.
All work and no play.
Do you want to be rich?
Made Stella a big success.
Or do you want to wallow in regret?
But everyone knew she needed a vacation.
We're going to Jamaica. What?
I want you to try to have some fun with me.
Good morning.
I would like to dance with you.
You can't be serious.
If he
he looks that good with his clothes on.
If I weren't in my right mind, I swear you were trying to hit on me.
Are you paying attention?
I hear you're a cradle robber. Yeah. How could you stoop so low? I want to know how low did you go?
20th Century Fox presents Angela Bassett,
How much sense do we make?
Taye Diggs,
You should know that anything that's good probably never makes sense.
and Whoopi Goldberg.
What's wrong with you liking this young man?
How Stella got her groove back.
Welcome back. Officials at the Disaster Risk Management Authority have been working all day, all night, literally preparing for Hurricane Melissa's arrival to the southern Bahamas. We were able to get DRAM Authority General Manager, Managing Director, Aaron Sargent, in studio tonight, all of the time. We've had a long day. Give us an update on the current and post-hurricane operations. I know it's been a long day. When I can't read from the teleprompter, I tell you too. Thank you so much for being here, Aaron. I know it's been a long day and a long night, and it's now over here for you guys. How are we doing? What are the initial reports already? The storm is in the southeastern Bahamas. It's already there. Any preliminary reports coming in already about what they're experiencing?
While on my way here, I spoke with one of my colleagues on the OIC in Long Island, and they are experiencing some high winds in certain areas, heavy rainfall. I believe the tides are in, so they're experiencing some flooding. But nonetheless, they're experiencing the effects of a tropical Category 1 hurricane. Also, I've seen videos of what's going on from the administrator in San Salvador. Again, same conditions, and so we're seeing that across those islands. We continue to monitor the storm. Our National Disaster Emergency Operations Center is activated. I just left the team debriefing with some of our international partners who are embedded in the activation, and so we are monitoring, looking at the potential impacts that will allow us to forward plan in terms of what we bring as relief to those islands and bring it swiftly.
So far, any cause for concern, or are we faring well so far?
Not as yet, but again, these are fluid situations.
Yes.
These storms, are very, they're dynamic. They don't remain the same. Initially, we would have gotten reports about just the southeastern Bahamas, and now it's shifted a bit to include some of the central islands. So we are monitoring, and we continue to monitor. That's why the NDOC is activated 24 hours.
You raised a very important point, and I talked about it when I spoke to the administrator in Long Island. Because initially, they weren't a part of the equation. Yeah. We were dealing with the southeastern Bahamas, and I keep saying it over repeatedly, that is why it's so important to monitor and to be prepared. Because you can start out in storm preparation not being a part of this cone, and then all of a sudden, in a matter of hours, you're getting more impact than somebody else who was expected to get a direct hit.
Yeah, initially,
it's fluid.
Yeah, initially the track started underneath south of Inagua.
Right. Right.
Yeah, so again, we encourage residents to always take heed of our notices when we issue evacuation orders. We don't take them lightly. That was the first iteration of our issuance of an evacuation order out of island. We're telling you to evacuate the island, and so we don't take those lightly. We look at the vulnerabilities. We look at the coping capacities. A lot of people don't understand that there are things that we have to consider. So if something was to happen, how do we get support in there to you?
Right.
If we cannot move airplanes, air assets, marine assets, then it becomes a challenge. And so these are the things that go behind evacuation processes.
I'm glad you said that, because people sometimes sit there and think, why did the move us all out? And it can't just be based, you might be safe, you may have all that you need, but your neighbors may not. And you can't pick and say, you evacuate, you don't. You evacuate, you have to issue it for all to protect and to not take chances for all. And like you said, there are so many things that have to be considered that many people aren't thinking of at first glance when evacuation orders are actually issued. So I don't think people should see it as an inconvenience. They should see it as a form of precaution.
Clint, I don't think those residents, and what keeps us in the authority going is when we get the messages of thank you. We've been getting a number of those when we go and greet the residents that are coming in, the evacuees. They say, thank you for getting us out. We have gone through Irma, we've gone through various other storms.
thank you for helping us. And so that is the narrative that we are seeing. We ignore some of the other sensational comments that are being made. A lot of the individuals were happy. When I look at the numbers compared to the total population, the majority of residents have moved. They are not much other than our partners in the BDF, Royal Bahamas Defense Force, various law enforcement officers and various government officers who stayed. Other than that, there are not much residents in the southeastern Bahamas, and we believe we had a very successful evacuation in a matter of 36 hours.
Wow. Very, very soon, and late tonight, this storm will be out of the Bahamas, and by the time sun comes up, we'll be in the all clear. What happens then for you?
Well, not all clears yet.
Not all clear in the morning?
Not all clears yet. What will happen is we will pivot our operations into a response. The airport authority, along with our internal damage assessors, will have to go to those islands to do a damage assessment. It'll probably start out with an initial flyover and then a damage assessment team on the ground before we give the all clear. We will restrict, again, learning from the lessons from Hurricane Dorian, we will restrict the airspace surrounding those islands because we do not want people flying into those zones, creating another challenge for us as we do our work. So this is a very pragmatic approach to disaster management, and once the all clear is given, then we will advise the public so that they're free to roam about. But we want to ensure that their safety is first and paramount, and then we'll issue the all clear.
I'm glad you said that. So what happens when the morning sun comes up is the assessment.
Yes.
The initial assessment to see what is going on these islands, what the damage looks like. Is it okay for people to be able to roam?
Yes.
Once you've been able to assess, then you make a determination as to whether all clear can be given.
Yes,
and then people will be able to leave their homes.
Yes. What people often hear is a weather all clear.
Correct.
When the Met Office gives the all clear, it's for weather. We oftentimes take that and mean that means it's free to roam.
I'm glad you clarified. So the all clear for weather is not necessarily all clear by the DRM.
No. That's correct.
That's important. I'm glad we're here so that we could report that in the morning when the Met Office says, oh, it's all clear, the storm is gone. We don't go and say, oh, is it all clear? People at least start leaving their homes.
We're working together to strengthen that language. With the Met. The Met are our valued partners. And so we're working to ensure that residents, when they hear the all clear from our agencies, and if you notice all of our press briefings, the Met is there.
Correct.
They are embedded in the authority, in the activation of the EOC. And so we're going to speak one message and one language so that it's easier for the residents to understand.
Obviously, you're learning, the DRM is learning. Every time there's an experience, you learn, you get better at it. Because the realities are, with climate change out there, things just are so unpredictable, and they can happen anytime. We have a hurricane season, but it don't mean something can happen outside of hurricane season weather-wise. And it just teaches us that we have to constantly be prepared. Are you finding that people are now understanding and respecting the role of the DRM in guiding people and guiding a nation that's very vulnerable and susceptible to climate change through natural disasters?
I do see it. I think the evacuation exercise points to that. 1,400 people preliminarily signed up without the evacuation order being given to be evacuated. And so they are taking the natural hazard threat to our country seriously, following the updates, and not listening to some who may say, no, I'm going to be good, I'm going to stay. You see there's a more keen interest in understanding what's going on in our country from a natural hazard perspective. So yes, we do see that people are listening to our warnings. Oftentimes we hear people saying, give us more updates, please, quickly. Again, we at the authority, our operations are very fluid and very dynamic in terms of making decisions, determinations to ensure that every life is safe.
And of course, I have to ask this question. Should there be a need for assistance when you've done your assessment and checks? Do we have partners that are willing to assist, considering the fact that we've seen what has happened to our neighbors, Jamaica, Cuba, perhaps even Haiti, who have been more devastated probably than we would ever be able to even imagine with this case. How do we still get people to turn attention to us with so much devastation in the region?
So I believe there's a collective resolve throughout the region to support one another. Even while we go through this, I know our minister who chairs the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Ministers Council, the Honorable Leon Lundy, is also looking at how do we support and help Jamaica. likewise, I've reached out to my counterpart, Mr. Richard Thompson, at the ODPEM, the Office of Disaster and Emergency Management, to ensure that he knows we are in support. And likewise, he's done the same for me during my times when we are activated. And so we share a lot of common bonds in terms of how we respond to these natural hazard threats. And collectively, what you will see already embedded in our National Disaster Emergency Operations Center is an NGO, a major NGO who provides support for the region. One of their specially developed vessels will be in Inagua, off the coast of Inagua, on Friday to support the work of the authority, to support the Royal Bahamas Defense Force in humanitarian efforts should the need arise.
All right, I think you guys have done an amazing job. We've seen so much structure brought to the DRM, and I think it's a place where Bahamians trust the institution and know that when you speak from a place of experience, accuracy, and authority, and continue to do the work. And it's not easy, it's tiring, but nonetheless, this is what we're called to do and called to serve. Congratulations to your team. Thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And stay with us. I know we've been all day on the air giving you all of this stuff, but you know you can depend on the rundown to end the night with something a little more exciting to look forward to, right? After these rough days, Saturday soon come. What's going to happen on Saturday? We can talk about it after the break. Stay with us.
We are here in the time of need. There's no discrimination. The mission is to relieve the suffering. We volunteer, we deliver care. With donors and partners, we're always here to turn compassion into action. Protecting life and health with our training throughout the years. We empower to heal the world. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas. Community farming for food security. Climate programs suited for our island country. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas.
This message brought to you by the Bahamas Red Cross Society in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Welcome back. Finally tonight, the countdown is on to the much-anticipated Fall in Love 90s R&B concert series to be held here in the capital. It just sounds refreshing just even saying that. This Saturday, November 1st is the date, and the venue, the National Stadium grounds. Well, general, VIP, as well as limited platinum tickets are still available, I think. We know that many of you are eager to enjoy this once-in-a-lifetime musical event, right? Joining us tonight with another preview, our event organizers, of course. These are the people who are here tonight, but I seem to tell a prompter, listen, I don't want tired, but producer's tired to the venue all day. But of course, we're going to talk about this event. I know you're excited. I'm excited. I mean, the people even here. Listen to me. How are things looking?
Things are looking great, Colette. Can I say Skybox, sold out.
Wow.
Can I say table lounges, sold out.
Oh my goodness.
Can I say platinum all access seating, 90%
wow.
Did I say that?
Wow.
Okay. VIP, looking really good.
Keisha, you can't be serious.
I am serious.
Wow, wow.
I am serious, sold out. But of course, like I say, the table lounges are sold out, but those who are in VIP and general admission, if you want to take advantage of just having a table for your drinks. Right. You can do that. You can call 427-811 or 357-0116. So you'll have an opportunity, although you will be in VIP, you can have your table as well because there's some more table lounges.
Wow,
We want everyone to have that great experience. And of course, those who are in general admission, I just want to stress that your parking is on the eastern side of the stadium. So
okay, that's important to note.
Yes, that's very important.
Where the old road traffic used to be.
Yes. So the eastern side, and for those in VIP, you'll be on the western side. So you'll come through the main entrance
on Thompson Boulevard.
Correct. So that's something I want to put out there. And if you want a VIP parking permit, you can take advantage of that as well.
All right.
That's how we do it, Glenn.
That's what I'm talking about. And for those of you, some people must still be under the rock and saying, well, who are the people performing? Of course, you got to tell them again, the artists.
Tyrese, Uncle Sam, Deborah Cox, and of course, local entertainment provided by Alia Coley.
Wow.
And our artist comes in tomorrow.
They flying in tomorrow.
Flying in. Shouts out to Bahamas Air. Bahamas Air, Uncle Sam will be coming on Bahamas Air.
Wow.
So we're looking forward to that. And of course, Tyrese and his crew will be in tomorrow. And Deborah Cox, she'll be in on Friday.
Wow. This must be exciting. I'm sure the artists are all exciting. You've been in touch with them. How are they feeling about this?
They are. Listen, they're looking forward to it. I think after this concert, I don't think they're going back, because I don't think they're going back. If they could stay a little bit longer, I think they're going to do that. Deborah, she's looking forward to a wonderful time. You know, she has some Caribbean in her, being from Guyana, and of course, Uncle Sam said he was made in the Bahamas. So
all right, he was made in the Bahamas.
Made in the Bahamas. All right. So he's looking forward to that, and of course, Tyrese is always here. This is like second home for Tyrese.
Listen, today I was talking to someone who came, who was on an evacuation flight, and they said, we had to ask them when we going back. And the people told them to say, if they get the all clear, maybe they'll be able to go back on Sunday or Monday. She said, Lord, look at God.
Come on
she said, Lord, we got a free flight to Nassau. We ain't gonna miss that concert. So they're gonna go buy their tickets tomorrow, because they couldn't believe the fact that they actually be here, and they got a free flight in and a free flight out. So why not go to the concert? So you're gonna see some of the evacuees out there.
And of course, the weather is going to be nice.
Yes, it's gonna be good weather.
It's going to be breezy. So ladies, if you all want to pull out your boots, you could do that.
All right. This is gonna be a night of love for true. You know, when we feel cold weather, you know what's happening. So I can them tell me, and, Travis would say.
Yeah, they say.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Talk about the experience of what people can expect at the event. Because it's more, I'm always hearing, it's not just a concert, it's an experience.
Clint, I want folks to go on YB Promotions Facebook page. If you see the layout, you're going to be blown away. From the entrance, from the cigar lounge to the food court area. It's going to be a different experience. You're going to have red carpet. Like, we want people to feel special. Like, this event is like none other. Like, you would have never seen nothing like this before, especially locally.
There are some great sponsors that came on board, along with ZNS.
Along with ZNS.
So I'll give you a chance to give a shout out to some of the sponsors.
Shouts out to Bristol's, shouts out to Sound Investment. Can't forget Cash and Go for all your tickets for VIP and general. Visit all Cash and Go locations or cashandgobahamas.com. And cannot forget DigiPrint, Bahamas Air, Ministry of Tourism. We thank you. It's all powered by Alliance and YBE Promotions.
I'll give you the last word. Why should people be there?
Listen, where else could you be on Saturday, November 1st, 2025, starting November off in a bang, November to remember, indeed. So, the National Stadium.
And Geronimo's told us on Monday that don't come late, because they starting on time. They can end on time.
Please, 7 p.m. sharp, and we're looking to end at 1.
Yep,
so please don't come out at 10. You're gonna miss most of the show. It's an on-time show, and if you ever experience a YBE promotion concert, you know everything is on time.
You're right. So if you book your appointment for 10 o'clock for your makeup, we'll call her back and tell her I need to come a little earlier.
Shouts out to Tammy.
You won't miss it. I know, that's right. Thank you so much, Kijan, for coming and talking about it. It's been a pleasure being the host station for promotions on this. It's been great working with you guys, and all the best. For looking forward to a great night on Saturday night. Thank you so much.
Thank you too.
And that does it for the rundown. Be sure to stay locked on the ZNS Network for the Bahamas tonight at 11. See, we're not done yet. We have one more newscast for you tonight with the latest updated information on this storm. It's the final newscast in the country with your latest news and information with Corvell Piper. He's preparing for the 11 o'clock news. For all of us here at ZNS, I'm Clint Watson. Thanks so much for joining us. Good night, everyone.
At Fort Montague, I'm Opal Roach. This
is ZNS.
Disasters are no longer a question of if, but when. From hurricanes to flooding, the Bahamas continues to face increasing challenges brought on by climate change and